Wait. Okay, now.
Okay. So, do we want to give it a few minutes to let everybody, whatever, you think everybody's here? Or?
There's a few people commenting so far.
Okay. Well, so this is how we're going to do this. I was asked by Alexis to ask these questions. I said I didn't care if we did this live or pre recorded, whatever she's comfortable with doing. I'm not giving my opinion, I'm simply asking the questions. If I leave a question out, it is not intentional. I'm going to ask all the questions that were given to me ahead of time, and then Alexis has agreed to answer any questions that people might have on the spot in the chat. But if everybody will hold those till the end, and then I'll read those and ask her those too. And we can follow that with discussion if you want to, where we can give our opinions, but that'll be separate from the interview. So, are you good with that, Alexis?
I'm good with all of it.
Okay, well, let's see here. I guess I'll start with the questions that were in our group first. All right, Rachel Hicks wants to know, what is your definition of justice? What is your goal, or what do you want out of this to have closure to move on?
Um, my definition of justice, I mean, I don't know. I've never really thought about my definition of justice, I guess, but what I want to get closure to move on is I want people to stop fucking lying. Stop lying about me. Stop twisting my words. I want Kata Silvis to stop lying. I want everybody that was involved um, with what happened to me to stop lying. I want people to accept what's that word I'm looking for? Somebody help me out.
Responsibility.
Yes, responsibility. Yes,
Sorry, I'm
responsibility. I
not
mean,
trying to
like,
answer for you.
no. I wanted you to help me, but no, but I mean, just accept responsibility. Like, accept, be for, I guess, completely honest. Like, don't stop editing things and releasing things that spin it to look like, oh, we're the good guys and she's just this, I don't know, big villain. I want my former friends to stop lying. And yeah, that's what my end goal is. I'm hoping that either I can get Kata Silva shut down because what they did was extremely fucked up, or they need to accept some responsibility, something. I mean, just leaving me out to fucking fend for myself against all this bullshit and is not right, and then trying to spin things like I'm lying, it just made shit worse. So yeah, I don't know if that answers the question, but there's that.
Okay, I'm going to ask you the next question. And also, as I'm reading through these, if I find something that's a duplicate question, just say so if I don't catch it. Just say you've already answered it. If you don't want to answer something, you can say that too, okay? Um,
I won't hesitate.
all right, Allie Hurley asked, after this experience, do you have a different experience on haunts as a whole? If you had to do another extreme haunt of any kind, what would you require them of safety? Like if you could personally make a list of demands, for example, like full footage of every event, no contact with eyes, medical personnel present, etc.
um has it changed my perspective on extreme haunts? Not really my perspective, just the fact that I've learned that I trust too easily, and I think that that's something that if I ever did do an extreme haunt again, I don't know that I ever will, but if I did, I would be very guarded. As far as a list of demands, I mean, I'm not there to make a list of demands. I don't know. I don't know if I would have a list of demands. I haven't really thought about future extreme haunts at all because I'm still, recovering from what the fuck happened to me a month ago. So I don't really have any list of demands that I would require off the top of my head at all.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Let's see. Carrie Sue said, are you willing to talk to anyone who has talked shit about you or was a part of your personal firecracker tour to see if any progress can happen? And then she said, I would think it should be done with rules first, though, if anyone was willing, and you are too, like on neutral ground and on YouTube or some platform like that, so nothing can be twisted or turned into he said, she said. So are you willing to talk to
Would
anyone?
I be willing to talk to the Cadis Silvis people? Um, if they're going to, I would be curious to see what they were willing to own up to, and if they would own up to anything more that they didn't own up to. I do agree that they did own up to some stuff, and that's good on them. But they also lied on some stuff too, and that's where I have a big fucking problem. So, would I be willing to talk to to the main Kata Silva's people? I mean, sure, I absolutely would but am I willing to mend um, broken friendships of some of the females and males as well that I considered friends that totally betrayed me? Absolutely not. No fucking interest at all. At
Okay.
all. So,
All right. Then we've got Jen S. I'm not really sure how to pronounce her last name. I'm not going to try it. She said, do you remember the precise moment you were burned with the cigarette? So if it was possible to go through whatever footage still exists, you could forward it to that scene for video evidence.
yes, I remember the precise moment. It was during the scene that they showed you guys. Like that wasn't the full scene. Like you really think that Millie standing there talking about a cigarette and Taryn made the fucking comment like, "Do you like being burnt with cigarettes?" And I said, "Not particularly." Do you really think that like after that suggestion was made that I wasn't burnt with a cigarette? Like, do you think that the scars on my face like just fucking came, or I self-inflicted them? I also heard that. I mean, that's just some bullshit. Like that, Taryn burnt me with his cigarette, and I've said it from day one, moment one, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Like I have 3 different fucking scars on my body from his cigarette. And it was during the POW torture scene, and I didn't name it the POW torture scene. Brandon Vance named it that. Brandon Vance is the one that said, what you were going through was similar to POW torture, and I would know because I'm in the army, yada, yada, yada. You're a soldier, you're a savage, blah, 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 trying to make me feel good about what happened or whatever. But that was the scene where, Taryn was, and where, a lot of shit happened that shouldn't have happened. And yeah, that's when he burned me with a cigarette. And they did not show it. And of course they didn't show it. Like, you guys really think that they're going to fucking show that? Like, if they're saying it didn't happen, you think they're going to show it? Like, no, they're not going to show that. But I have fucking scars to prove it. And people are still saying I'm lying. It's baffling. It's fucking
Yeah.
baffling. But okay, I don't even remember what that question was, but go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to move over to some of the questions I got from Holly's group, and these might be a little bit out of order. I'm going to do the best I can. Tia asked and said, have you talked to a counselor? Would you be willing to really talk to everyone that was there for the tour and at the party? Do you still think it was a revenge tour? We'll start there because it's kind of several questions. So we'll just start with those first.
Okay,
So have you talked to a counselor?
so have I talked to? Yeah, I actually reached out to my old addiction counselor. The I, I don't know, day after I got home, I think. And I've been in contact with her a few times. She was actually during the first couple of weeks message texting me daily to make sure that I wasn't feeling suicidal, which thank God I wasn't. But she was very, very concerned about me and the way I was feeling and what I had went through and everything. So yeah, I've been in contact with her, and I have an appointment with her tomorrow. So I'm still in contact with her, and she is talking about referring me to like a specialist who specializes in like PTSD and trauma and all that shit. So yes, I have been in contact with a real therapist.
Okay. And see, the second thing she asked, I think we already covered it, which was, are you willing to talk to everyone that was there for the tour and at the party? So we'll skip over that because I think you've already answered that. Are you good with that?
Yep.
Okay. Then she's wanted to know, do you still think it was a revenge tour?
Um, I don't know if I ever said revenge tour. I think that there's a lot of people that back me and support me, um, that have used the word revenge. I may have used the word revenge. Do I think that it was that Kata Silvis was out for revenge? No, I don't. Do I think that Alyssa was out for some sort of revengeful type purpose? Absolutely.
You think you
Um,
mean like personal, like made personal,
yeah, yeah. It was
right?
a personal. She had some personal issue with me. I was not aware of until a couple weeks leading up before my tour. Like me and her had issues, but I didn't start putting all the pieces together until a couple weeks leading up to the tour. But yeah, so I do think that some people had personal issues with me, absolutely, and I think that some people had personal issues with me because of the things that Alyssa told them, and those people were at my tour. So
Okay. She also said, were you drinking at the party or anytime during or after the tour? I'm
during
assuming
the
she means
tour,
alcohol.
no. I'm assuming. During the tour, no, they didn't force feed me moonshine this time. Um, After the tour, I mean, the next day at the barbecue, I brought some tequila and some margarita mix. I made myself one margarita. I drank like half of it, and then Melissa did come running up to me talking about some Everclear juice. I did go and get a cup of the Everclear juice, and I took about 2 sips out of it, and I dropped it because I had like my phone and the Everclear juice in the one hand, and then my margarita in the other hand. I dropped the Everclear juice, and I drank like so probably 2 sips of that and half my margarita. So
Okay. Um, and then I guess because your last question was, do you think that maybe it got a little too personal during the tour? We already went over that. Um,
we
Holly
did say
wants to
that.
know. Let's see.
Mm.
Holly asked and said, "Why didn't you remind anyone at Cada Silva's during the NDA signing that you were wearing contacts and had a sunburn?" That's the first question.
Okay. The contact thing was discussed multiple times in that firecracker chat that Katie was a part of. Katie is very much so involved with Katie Silvis, more so than being a merch girl. We all knew that basically Katie being in there was like having, was well, like having a Silvis in there. And I've also heard that, I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard that, any of the Silvises could access that group chat at any time. I don't know if they had Katie's password or what, but that's what I heard. But yeah, it was mentioned multiple times that, I was going to wear my contacts. Katie actually said, yes, I could wear my contacts. Me and Alyssa also have had a private conversation. I can provide screenshots if necessary, where Alyssa told me that she wore her contacts during her first tour because coincidentally she has the same eye prescription as I do. I don't know if I believe that, but so she said she wore them during her first tour. I wore them during my first tour. Katie told me it was okay for me to wear my contacts in the group chat. It was very, I felt like I made it known. The reason I didn't bring it up at the NDA signing and the waiver signing was because they had all four of us girls in the same room at the same time. And we all were reading the waiver off and the NDA off at the same time while Brandon Vance walked around the room throwing stuff at us and, distracting us and stuff. So, I mean, it was very, I don't know, I guess it was very distracting what was going on, the reading it all together, Brandon Vance throwing things at us, all this other stuff. Um, so I didn't even really think to bring up the fact that I had contacts in. Like I said, I felt like I made it very well known. My son, huh? Yeah, no, I did not feel like I was signing a legal document in that environment, babe. Absolutely not. I did not feel like I was signing a legal document in that environment as well. So it was not legal in any way what was going on. And that's all on tape too, like, and everything I'm saying is the truth. I was there was a line for like a witness signature, a notary signature. There was not a Nobody witnessed it in front of me, nobody notarized it in front of me. As far as my sunburn goes, I was back from the beach for a week. My sunburn was pretty much healed. It wasn't really that bad. It definitely wasn't a medical condition. I think of medical conditions as things that, I'm being treated for at the doctor. And I was not being treated for my sunburn. My sunburn wasn't bothering me at all anymore. Um, so yeah, I don't really know why I would have even brought up the fact that I had a sunburn. I couldn't have in my wildest dreams imagined that they were going to pour something on me that was going to, react with the fact that my skin was raw from the sunburn, plus also those shitty socks that they put around our neck that they didn't like sand down or anything. So, grind your skin down with those and then add some vinegar or whatever the hell it was, and you got a chemical burn. So, yeah, I didn't think that I needed to disclose that I had previously had a sunburn and that was healing on a waiver, like at all, like at all. But they
Okay.
very much so knew that I had a sunburn. Very much so knew. I was
Okay.
on Witnesses Live the week before talking about how I was at the beach and, that I was staying out of the sun because I burn easily and blah, blah, blah. So it was very well known that I had contacts and had a sunburn. Absolutely. 100%. And everybody who thinks that I'm lying about that can eat a dick.
All right. um, let's see. Wait a minute. I'm scrolling back here. All right. Renee Ferguson asked,
Who?
Renee, right? She
I'm not
asked,
sure who
why
Renee
did
is, but okay.
Rene, Renee? She said, why did you go on her personal Facebook page and make it look like she played a part in you being, in quotes, assaulted? That was for all my clients, coworkers, family, etc. to see. She could have cost me my job. Why? And Carrie just said Gina. But I mean, I don't
Oh,
know.
oh,
It's,
Gina Renee Ferguson. Oh, okay,
sorry,
okay.
I'm just
I
reading the
didn't
names off.
realize. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't realize. I forgot that. Okay. Anyway, you're a good girl.
Okay.
Why did I do that on her personal Facebook page? Well, she was very much so in my inbox, having my back about what happened to me. She was, Gina was, that was my girl, man. Like I could seriously cry talking about it right now because Gina, like that hurt me. But she very much so supported me privately and then spoke out against me publicly, and supported Kata Silvis publicly. I called her out a few times about it in messages like, why did you say this? Why did you say that? Why are you like, why are you saying you want to take another tour at Kata Silvis, but then you're in my inbox saying that, if this goes to court, you'll testify for me. Why? I don't get it. And then I saw her post that she made on her page, like glorifying Kata Silvis and the experience that she had that weekend. And I felt very betrayed by Gina, very, very betrayed. Um, so it wasn't my comment wasn't anything to do with wanting her coworkers to see it or anything like that. That wasn't my intention at all. I never got a chance to explain it to Gina though, because she blocked me and before she asked me. But that was my intention. My intention was that I had saw a few of the Kata Silvis fans in the comments. And I know that, she's friends with them and I knew that they would see it. So that's why I posted those pictures. And I'm just confused though, like, why could you get fired if the pictures weren't, if they didn't do anything to me and it wasn't that bad, then what's the big deal? If I posted them on in the comments, like that's what you look like and this is what I look like on our experience. Like I wasn't trying to, get her fired from her job or anything. That wasn't my intention at all. If it caused issues with if with her job, I apologize for that because that wasn't my intention. My intention was to just kind of try to spread the word and get the pictures out and stuff in the only way I knew how because I left Kata Silvis. I was that's what I was doing. I was trying to reach people, I guess, but it had nothing to do with trying to make Gina look like she was involved in my assault or anything like that. That wasn't my intention.
Okay.
Hmm?
I want to
It
take
was on her personal page.
I want to take a quick
Yeah.
second just to remind everybody watching. I can't keep up with any of the questions in the chat, so just hold them till the end. But I'll give a few minutes for everybody to submit them, and then I can ask them. And also to bear in mind that I've got screenshots from Holly's group. So like I'm looking at one right now, and it's kind of cut off, and it's not on purpose. But Luna Paula wanted to know. She said, "Is she willing to speak to everyone she hurt and stop all this hate and listening to trolls and people who are using her to go after everyone else, including the actors, the doxing, the dirt, putting her friends under the bus, hurting them, the digging, using YouTube and other platforms for what is that purpose? That's not justice. That's bullying and being." And then it cut off. I don't know what the rest of that statement was.
Vindictive. It was I'm a bully and I'm being
Wait, we can't hear
vindictive.
you. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
No, I mean, I can hear. It's because of your kid. I guess it's your kid in the background. I couldn't hear what you
Isaac,
said.
you gotta go inside, man. You gotta go inside, buddy. You gotta go inside and lay
Sorry.
down. Why are you out of bed? Um, I said that she said I was a bully and a vindictive or something. I'm not. I don't even know how to respond
Well, I
to
mean,
that. Like
I'm looking
how
for the question
how
because it's really kind of a statement. But I guess what she's asking is,
right.
are you willing to speak to everyone that I guess that Paula thinks
I've
you hurt?
hurt.
That you've, according
I
to
don't
Paula,
know
that you
who
hurt.
I don't. And that is like you know
That's
what
well,
I
that's what I'm
mean.
saying. And
Like
stop all this hate and
I
listening to trolls and people who are using her. I don't. It's
And
not
I'm
specifying who
assuming
that
that the
is.
trolls are like, I'm assuming, I don't know who the trolls are. A lot of people have this very, very wrong misconception that I am like behind what Brandon Johnson and Justice Sleuthing are doing. I'm not behind that at all. Like, have they reached out to me? Sure. Like, have I talked to them? Sure. Like, but do I know what they're doing? Am I behind what they're doing in any way, shape, or form? Do I know what they're gonna do before they do it? Do I know what they did after they do it? Like, no, I don't. Like, huh? I just hear about it like everybody else. And I mean, yes, like whenever Brandon did, do something, I don't know, did something with an employer or something, and but Lindsay, or not Lindsay, Jesus, Brandon did something with somebody's employer, and he told me about it. But that was the only time. Like, I don't know anything that's going on with him. So,
I saw that, Carrie, and I saw that, Holly. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, but
but
I'll
yeah,
try to
so I
quieten
don't,
down.
yeah, so I don't really know what trolls I'm involved with. I'm not involved in any of that, y'all. Like, come on now. Like, if anybody has any proof that I have went and did all this, vindictive, real life, hateful shit, like, please send it my way. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, to be blunt. Like,
So
you
maybe, so
know,
maybe we can follow up with that question later. Maybe like if
maybe
she specifies who she means specifically.
the video I'm doing, it's on the sports fan den or something. I don't know. Message Mandy's. But yeah. So
Okay,
I'm not really sure how to answer that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
okay. So the next question is from um, Allison M. What changes could Kata Silvas make to be redeemable in your eyes going forward? I kind of feel like you've already covered that some, but she
Hmm.
said, if and
Like they
only
need
if
to own
you
up.
say, do what?
I said they need to own up and
Okay,
stop covering shit. Like, I mean, you fucked up. Own it. You know.
okay. And then Gina had also asked and said, are you willing to stop working with these trolls? They also spammed my friends list with a video claiming I was being inducted into a cult, but I feel like you've covered that.
I
You want
don't.
evidence
I
that you've
like.
worked with a,
I
yeah,
don't know. That's the first I've heard about that. Like about the spamming her friends list. I'm not behind any of that. Like I'm not. I'm not working with trolls. You guys. Like I'm not. Like I have definitely commented on some of Justice Sleuthing's videos, and I feel like I've corrected whoever Justice Sleuthing is. I've corrected some wrong information in the comments, and I've said my side a little bit in the comments. But I'm not. That doesn't mean that I'm working with whoever's behind that account or any trolls or whatever. I'm not at all. I'm just I just anybody who supports me is cool in my book, so doesn't mean I'm working with them.
okay. Um, let's see. Allison said, what lessons have you learned from all this, and how do you think you'll grow and change as a person, or have already, as a result of the entire saga?
um Well, I have learned that I can handle a lot more than I ever gave myself credit for. Um, uh, a lot of I have learned that um, I'm a lot stronger. I can handle a lot more. I going forward, I'm not really afraid of much. Like what I went through on the third was pretty fucking brutal, and knowing that I went through, the things that I went through, it's I guess given me the confidence to know that um, that I can face. If I face that and conquer that, I can face anything and not most things and conquer them. I guess. As far as my friends go, I learned that I didn't really have many. I learned a lot about people will twist things and spin things to fit their narrative, and they will um, they will lie and betray you when their backs are against the wall. And yeah, but and then I've also learned that there are still a few good people out there. And but yeah, I don't know. I'm only a month out, guys. I haven't really, I've learned that that's what I've learned. People suck, and I can handle a lot, and some people are okay.
Okay,
You know,
Holly had asked, but I think we've already covered this. But I'm gonna be fair and just read the questions. But Holly
you
said,
better
why didn't you
better
remind
read hers.
anyone? Why didn't you? Why didn't you remind anyone at Cadis during? No, I think I already read that, didn't I? That
Yeah,
we were wearing
yeah, you already
contacts.
read that
Okay,
one.
okay. So
Yeah.
Tia, I don't think I answered this. Wait a minute. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay, I've got one. Taryn
Hmm.
had asked and said, why did your story change so many times? For example, saying we never talked to you at the party, then saying we told her that Sal's tour was going to be canceled. Why did she say Sal's tour would be canceled? We obviously know that that wasn't true because he had his tour. Why did she say I put a cigarette out on her neck when that's definitely not true? Why ruin her own credibility like that? Sorry, I kind of botched reading that.
um, well, oh shit. Okay, so at the tour or at the barbecue, um, I when I said no one talked to me, I meant like no one that I considered my friend. Um, like Lexi and Rhett, Witness, Alyssa talked to me. Me and Alyssa did talk, but I felt like Alyssa was trying to cover her own ass. Taryn didn't talk to me. They tried to convince me that Taryn talked to me for 10 minutes. That is that, and when I said I don't remember that, it's because it didn't happen. Um, let's see. As far as Sal goes, I never said that they talked about Sal at the barbecue. Alyssa told me that Sal's tour was canceled before even July 3rd, before the tour. Told me that his tour was canceled because of or they wanted this was I think it was before it was actually canceled due to the supposed death threats or whatever. But she told me that. Sal's tour was going to be canceled. This was when Anthony was still around, and she said that she went over to Anthony's house and was over there for had like a 4 hour meeting with him, and that she convinced them to still do Sal's tour if it was a baby tour, and that she would help, and that she helped write Sal's tour. Um, but that was and then after that, that's I think when Sal's tour got canceled for death threats. I'm not sure the time of it because I don't really care, but I never said anything about Sal at the barbecue. I never told anybody that Sal was talked about at the barbecue. I would really like to see proof of that I did or who I even said that to. I'm not really sure where that even came from, honestly. But yeah, so at the barbecue, let's see. I did talk to Savvy, but me and Savvy, like I said, that's the first time I've ever had a conversation with Savvy, and no ill will towards Savvy at all. Like, like she didn't do anything to me on the third. She didn't do anything to me leading up to the third, after the third. Like, me and Savvy had a decent talk, and I'm not going to deny that, absolutely. But did I feel like I was being shunned and by the people that I thought were my like friends that I felt like I made friendships with leading up to that? At the barbecue, absolutely. Um, I don't know. What was the rest of the question, Lindsay? I forget.
It's fine. We'll just move along because there's several more questions. I'm trying to piece them all together.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon J got food from the sports team.
Did he?
All right, you ready?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get food for talking shit.
Okay. Amber
Who, you?
asked, she wants to know if you feel like you have a legal case against Kata Silvas, why do a live talking about it? I think any attorney would advise against that.
Um, because I'm not talking about the legal side of things. I haven't said anything about the legal side of things. Like I'm not really at liberty to talk about, the litigation of it. Like it's not something I'm gonna go screaming to everybody about what I got going on legally. But as far as me coming on here and wanting to clear the air on a lot of the false bullshit that was said about me, I mean, there was fucking how three there was 3 or 4, babe. There was 3 or 4, like 3+ hour longs done or lives done about me. And babe, you're distracting me. Go away. Go away. But there was multiple lives done about me, multiple hours long, and I mean 95% of the stuff that was said was bullshit. So
beat his fucking ass. How about that?
oh,
Hey,
Karen,
yeah, 'cause
Karen got David mad. Uh-oh. But anyway, but yeah, like so I don't even know where I was going with that. But
it's
yeah, there
okay,
was
but
there was multiple lives done about me. And of course I'm going to come on here and I want to defend myself against, the bullshit, the lies. Like
well, real quick,
why
I
is
was going to say
everybody
this
else so
respectfully,
invested?
but real quick, respectfully, just so that we can stick to the interview. I totally get tempers are hot, emotions are,
I'm not
whatever.
looking at the
No,
comments.
no,
I'm
it's
not even
okay.
looking at them.
What I mean though is like, and I know I don't blame your husband for being upset or whatever, but it's just
I
all
have
stay
no idea what
cool.
I don't even know what he's
Okay.
doing. I don't even
Okay.
know. I'm not even
All
looking at the
right.
comments.
So the next question is from Savvy, and she said, this is kind of, again, I'm sorry to repeat part of it, but she said, why say no one talked to you at the barbecue when in reality people did? Alexis and I had a cordial conversation for 15 to 20 minutes. I asked her some
Hmm.
questions. She answered, etc. She even talked
That
about
was
doing the
can I say
Centipede
something about
tour.
that?
I'm sure.
Um, about me and her talking. She was about like the only person that really had like a decent conversation with me. I did not spend, but probably I don't know. I wouldn't even say I spent an hour like down there at like where the barbecue area was held. I spent most of it in my car. So Savvy was about the only person that I really had like a full conversation with. So I will put that out there. But go ahead.
Okay, she just said, more specifically, I guess, that you even talked about doing the Centipede tour in the same conversation. Why change the story? She can't say she was, quote, mind fucked. Then for one, then, wait, for one, or I don't have the capability to do that. Um, and saying that y'all
Hmm.
had a good conversation. So I guess
I
she's
said I
saying
was
that you're,
mind fucked with
I guess
what? With
so.
her? I don't. I have no idea what. I don't
Well,
know.
she put it in quotes. I mean, I don't know if she, I don't know if
Did I
that's just
say I
what,
was mind? I mean, I was very mind fucked. Did Savvy mind fuck me? No, I don't. I mean, as far as I remember, we had a good conversation. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she can say more specifically if she's here in the comments at the end because I'm not really sure. Did I say I was going to do still considering doing the Centipede tour at that moment? I probably did. I'm not going to deny that I said that. Absolutely. But that was before my conversation with Alyssa, and that was before, I got kicked out of all right, all the Silvases blocked me when I got home. That was before all the bullshit, and that was before I realized that it was way more than just a couple stunts gone wrong, you know?
yeah.
Um, so yeah, but at that time, I mean, yeah, I probably did say that. I don't recall, but I probably did. I'm not going to deny it.
Okay. Um, Foz wants to know, are you going to pursue legal action against them to get justice?
I mean, I think that it's pretty obvious why I'm not going to speak about that and why I haven't spoken about that.
And that's fine. If you don't want to
So
answer
you
something,
know
you
what
can
I
just say
mean?
we
You
can
know
move
what? Yeah,
along.
yeah. I'm just saying, I just want people to know that, like, of course I'm not going to go around screaming what I'm doing behind the scenes illegally, like I'm not going to let everybody know, like, but yeah, I
Okay.
mean, justice doesn't happen overnight. It's a process.
Okay, fair enough. And the next question is from Jessica. She said, "How are you feeling now? Physically, emotionally, mentally?" Well, I hope, she said.
Um, Physically, I'm okay. My tongue is still messed up. I'm like certain words I say like together, uh, my speech fucks up, I guess. But I mean, it's whatever, I guess. As far as, all the burns and stuff, like they've all healed, but they've scarred. My shoulder is finally stopped like dislocating. Like, and as far as that goes, I want to make something clear about that. When I said that it dislocated often or whatever I said, I just meant it dislocates more than, like the average person. My shoulder had it dislocated in probably, I mean, over a year. It dislocates if I like exert a lot of like, I guess force or some whatever. Like if I'm throwing something, whatever, it will dislocate and then it pops back in and it's fine. What happened in the bathtub? Uh, After like the next day and the day after that and stuff, like it was dislocating every time I would move it and stuff, so it wasn't like the normal, oh, my shoulder dislocated because I threw the frisbee to my dog. Like it was dislocating if I would just like reach up to try to get a plate with it, if I whatever. But as far as that goes, I mean, shit happens. Like I don't recall ever really bitching about that too much. Like, did it happen? Yes. Did I go get an x-ray on it because it kept popping out of place afterwards? Yes. But was I fucking on a rampage because they dislocated my shoulder? No. Like I was in that bathtub struggling. I told them to pull it back in socket. Do I think that it was handled wrong? Yes. Do I think that they should have, had their medical personnel come over? Yes. But do I think that, that was like a malicious, let's rip her arm out of socket? Absolutely not. No, I don't. So I just feel like people are like twisting a lot of things to like try to make me out to be, like worse than what I have said, or worse than what it's been. Like, like making me look like I'm mad about shit that I'm not even mad about. Like they're missing the whole fucking point. But
Right.
go ahead.
Okay. Michael wanted me to ask, do you feel that attacking people's personal lives, people which had nothing to do with Kata Silvas' handling of her tour, has helped her in her case against Kata Silvas?
Whose personal lives is he referring to? You
And it's
know?
not specified. I'm assuming, maybe,
My what?
I really don't want to
Oh, I'll
assume
hit him up
actually.
here in a second. But yeah, but I'm not really sure whose personal lives I've affected. I haven't, as far as I know, affected anybody's personal lives. I don't know if anybody, if
Well,
they
maybe
want to
if
ask
he's
that, I
watching,
guess at the end, then he can ask that whose personal
yeah.
life I've affected, because I'm not really sure. I mean, if it's, regarding what the trolls are doing, like I said, I'm not involved
Well,
in
if he
any of
wants
that.
to, if he's watching, Michael, if you're watching, just say the question for them, but write it, and if you'll specify, then I'll ask. Okay, but the next question is from Luna/Paula, so you know who I'm talking about. She said, "Why did you say Melissa stole the Chucky doll?"
I never said Melissa stole the Chucky doll. Like, what the fuck? Well, I never said that. Like, can I see a screenshot of me saying Melissa stole the Chucky doll? Because if that exists, then I will, I don't know, I'll be shocked, because I didn't say that. I never said Melissa stole the Chucky doll.
Okay. Her next question was, "Why did you give her permission to give your story, but then let her take the fall for it?" I'm not sure. I don't know, but that's the question.
Um, okay, so I'm not really sure how she took the fall for anything that she shared. She shared my story willingly. Um, I'm not sure she took the fall for, I gave her permission to share away, if you are on my side and you support me and you want to share my pictures and what happened, then go for it. I'm not really sure what I've ever done, to Paula to make her change, no, her support of me, but I think that what she means by take the fall for it is because, okay, so the whole, I never talked to Paula a day in my life. The whole reason that I was added to a chat by Angela, that Paula was in, Paula, Sal, Tia, Angela, and Kat. I was added to this chat because I guess Alyssa had told um, Paula, Sal, and Tia previously, like back in May, like around the time after I did my solo tour, that I fucked Taryn and I was pregnant with his twins. And so I guess Angela wanted to add me to that chat so that Tia, Sal, and Paula could tell me about it. And that was like the first interaction I'd ever had with Paula. And then Paula wanted to share my story, and she seemed very gung ho about, helping me expose Kate Silvis and what they did. And I was all about that. That's cool. Thanks. Go for it. But then I think what she means by leaving her take the fall, or I'm not sure, but what happened was one day, I don't know if it was a message from Angela or a phone call, but if I have the message, I can prove it then. But Angela either messaged me or called me and said that I needed to leave the group chat that she added me to with Paula in it, and block Paula. And she never really gave me a reason why, but Angela was my friend and I trusted her, so I did because I didn't know Paula. And that was the last interaction I've ever had with Paula. So I don't know.
Okay. Because she has several questions here, so I'm just going to keep reading them
I
off. But she
Go for it.
said, why did she not follow through with the county commissioner office when they wanted to issue warrants because of the side she gave me?
I'm not really even sure that they really did want to issue warrants. And I already had, like I said, I already have my own shit going on that I didn't need to reach out to the county commissioner. And I don't know necessarily, and also, Angela told me not to kind of ignore Paula because Paula rants and rambles and messages people, and that I don't know, she probably said crazy or something like that. I can find some screenshots, but she said basically that not to listen to Paula and not to, that just to basically ignore Paula when she goes off on her rants about messaging the DA and the commissioner and this, that, and the other. So I did.
I promised I'd leave my 2 cents out of it, so let me get to the next question. Um, why did she say Taryn put a cigarette out on her tongue, then changed it to neck?
I never said that. I don't. I would also like to see proof of that. I said that they ashed on my tongue. I never said he put a cigarette out on my tongue. I I don't know. I don't know where that
Okay.
even came from. So if I would love to see that proof as well.
Okay. Next thing she wants to know is why did you tell people Alyssa made it personal for you?
Because she did. Like,
Okay.
obviously, Alyssa's running around telling people that I'm fucking pregnant with some 22-year-old kid's twins whenever I've been married to my husband for 8 years and I've been with him since I was 18 years old. Like, out there running around telling people I'm cheating on my husband and pregnant with somebody else's twins. Like, Paula's the one that told me, one of the people that told me that Alyssa said that. So Paula knows that, why I said that Alyssa was making it personal, because she did.
Well, her next
She was on
question.
this smear campaign. Oh,
Her next question is why do you think you had a personal revenge toward her? I think we've already covered that, so let's move to the next one. Do you think we've covered that? Okay.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
she
Yeah,
said
we've
why.
covered that one, the revenge thing for sure.
She said why did she tell me she was being followed back to her car when it was really JM's little girl that she flipped off?
What? Like, I saw the screenshot of that and I about died. Like, what? I flipped off JM's little girl? I did. I flipped off a little girl. Like, please, with that. Like, JM's little girl never followed me, but the only interaction I had with JM's little girl was Brandon Vance was drunk and he had on this like outrageous 4th of July headband thing. And he came up to me and told me he wanted me to have the headband as my crown or whatever. So I had the headband on. And then the next thing I know, JM's little girl comes up to me and says it's her headband and to give it back. So I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know because I didn't know it was hers." Gave it back, and that was it. So I never said that I was followed back to my car at by JM's little girl and I flipped her off. I was followed back to my car by Melissa and Jebediah or whoever the hell that kid is, and then I was waiting for Melissa to come back after she was going to get her stuff or whatever, and she came back with Lexi, and that's when it all shit hit the fan. So I never flipped off
Okay.
anybody's kid. So please provide proof of that as well. Like the accusations are fucking asinine.
I think this
God.
is the last thing. I could be wrong, but the last thing that she wanted to know, anyways, was why did it take you 5 days after your tour to go to the ER?
Okay. My tour was on Friday. I didn't get back in town till late Sunday night. Um, Monday, I was watching, well, with my kids. My husband works, so I'm with my kids all day. And then when my husband got off work, he went mountain biking. He came back around 9 o'clock at night, and I was fucking tired. I didn't want to go that night, so I waited until the next day, and I went the next day. Uh, I was, another reason I waited so long is because I was hoping that, like shit was gonna heal. My eyes were fucking red as motherfuck 5 days later. Like it wasn't going away. So I figured, okay, obviously I should probably be seen. My shoulder was still popping out of place. It needed an x-ray. Like, so I didn't want, I don't like the hospital, so I didn't want to rush there. But then once I realized, okay, like this shit's not getting better, I went. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Like, what kind of fucking question
Um,
is that?
Melissa wanted to ask. Well, she said, why did she say she got bombarded at the hotel when they asked her if she wanted to talk and tell two specific people that she immediately went and got sick from that conversation and passed out in her car on the Sunday after the barbecue when I was with her, and immediately after conversation we went up to her room as I helped her clean up and get her stuff packed.
Wait, what? I said I passed out in my
Uh,
car. I
I don't
passed
know.
out in my car.
Let me
Okay.
read it
No, I
again.
know,
I'll
I
try
know,
to.
I know.
Okay.
I know, girl. I know what she's talking
Okay.
about. Um, Melissa was there the day I got bombarded at the hotel. I was outside. And I was talking to either, I don't know if I was talking to Angela or if I was talking to David on the phone. I was talking to somebody on the phone, and I see Brandon Vance sitting in the parking lot in his van or whatever, like over there just watching me, just creepy as fuck. And I'm like, what the fuck? This motherfucker's over there watching me, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. And then the next thing I know, here comes, I don't know, Melissa, and then here comes Brandon, here comes Rhett. They all fucking came over, and I don't know if they asked me if I wanted to talk or not. Like, I don't recall them saying, "Hey, do you want to talk?" Like, and if they did, okay. Like, I'm not sure what that has to do with anything. Um, but after that conversation, Melissa left. Melissa helped me pack up my things before that. I was down there to get a luggage cart and to smoke a cigarette and go back upstairs and leave because it was damn near 11 o'clock. It was time for checkout. So I was down there smoking, talking to Angela or David or whoever, and then that's whenever everybody came and wanted to talk or what, and we talked for like, I don't know, at least an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And after, like, I was a hot fucking mess. Like, I was crying, I was sweating. Brandon went and got me a water because I was such a fucking mess when we were talking because I was so mad and so upset over what the fuck happened to me. And Melissa sat there and listened to it all. And afterwards, when they left, Melissa left as well. And then I went back inside, or I was heading back inside, excuse me, and I threw up right in the bush, right there by the door, because I was just so fucking beside myself. And it was hot as fuck too. And I was just, like I went through hell, y'all. Like, come on now. Like, it wasn't a fucking trip to Disney World. It wasn't a normal, it wasn't even a normal Kay de Silva's tour that I went through. Like I went through hell. And so I threw up. Like try to fucking say I didn't all you want. Try to say you were with me. Like you weren't with me. You're a liar. You were with me before that. You left after that. After the conversation, and Melissa immediately got in her car and left. I went back inside after I threw up and I talked to Amy at the front desk and the other front desk chick for about 30 minutes about telling them I was like sorry that I was late checking out because I just got, fucking ambushed outside and held there for I mean, not against my will. I could have walked away anytime I wanted, but I was trying to say my side, my piece, my how I felt, like my concerns. And so, and it wasn't all bad talk at the hotel. So I was very, very, very confused the next day whenever I was blocked by all the Silvases, and my mom and my sister were booted and blocked from from the Kata Silvas group. Like it was very obvious that they were trying to hide me or whatever from the after show live. Like, they didn't want me to know about it. They didn't want my family to know about it so they could tell me. Like, and I mean, y'all saying that they didn't block me, like how the fuck do you know, but yeah, as far as her trying to say I didn't throw up, I absolutely did. She left right after the conversation. She helped me pack up before that conversation earlier. I don't remember the rest of the question. So
Okay, well, we'll move on to the next one anyways. It's from Holly. She said, why did she say she didn't dox Elisa before the tour when there's clear indication she did? That's the first part. If you want to answer that part first.
okay, I didn't dox Alyssa before the tour. Doxing is looking up somebody's information and then posting it, on a public platform. I never posted any of her information on a public platform. The reason that we did look up her information is because she's a fucking liar, and she was saying, and they were using her for their therapy services. She was telling people she was a therapist. She's not. And we were going to, I was trying to look out for Kata Silvas. Little did I know that Kata Silvas was in on it. But me looking up shit about her was not in any way, it wasn't malicious, which is what doxing is. Me looking up shit on her was to try to expose her to Kata Silvas because I knew that she was that they trusted her. I knew that she had them fooled. But I didn't realize that they were involved in her playing the therapist part and all that. I didn't realize that. But anyway, the only reason that her background report was ever purchased was because Melissa PayPal'd me the money to do it, and I can prove it. Back out everything I say, I can back it up. I'm not sure what all the lies are, and everybody's saying I'm lying and this, that, and the other. Like if you were in Lindsay's group, if you were over there, you guys could see all the screenshots and the full context of everything. Everything I've said, I've backed up 100%. Like I don't have a reason to lie. I'm not sure why a lot of you are so fucking invested, but I mean, I don't have any reason to lie to you. So
Okay.
that's
The
that.
next part that Holly wanted to know is she said, are you willing to admit that the comments you made to Melissa on the phone and in text, as well as the comments Angela made to Michael, were indeed an effort?
All right, hold on. Let me
Okay.
just mute this for 2 seconds.
Sure, that's fine. After this next question, I think that's going to be it for what I have. If anybody wants to send or DM me any questions that they submitted before that I have somehow missed, go ahead and be doing it now so I can be looking for them after I ask this question, and then I'll move on to any questions that y'all want to put in the chat. But what Holly wanted to know was, she said, is she willing to admit that the comments she made to Melissa on the phone and in text, as well as the comments Angela made to Michael, were indeed an effort to blackmail Melissa into getting Michael to stop bad talking Alexis? If they weren't, then what were their intent?
Okay. I never blackmailed Melissa. I never had any intention on posting the audio of her talking about fucking Anthony. The whole only reason I even brought that up to Melissa was because Michael was mad that I made the comment in that that recorded phone call to Alyssa about me saying that she was chasing Dick at the barbecue, which one, She was, and I said it to her at the fucking hotel room, at the hotel when we had the conversation with Rhett and Brandon. I said it to them. I said it to her. It's not like it's something that I haven't said. It's not like it's. She was shocked to hear it. I mean, she was, and that was whenever, the oh my God, Alexis, is said a bad thing about Melissa. Now we need to turn and our support and not support her. That's when Holly and her bias started showing, and she quit supporting me. And then she wanted to, give Melissa the platform to, spew her bullshit lies about me. But in reality, what I was telling Melissa was, look, you have went dark. You deactivate it, you went dark. You are sitting back and allowing your friend Holly and your boyfriend to drag me and to say I'm a bad friend. And I was like, I've been nothing but a good friend to you. And I have the proof to show that you were in fact chasing Dick. You do in fact chase Dick. And if I was such a terrible friend, I would post it. But I'm not going to do that. But like, can you please tell Michael and Holly to like quit saying all this terrible shit that about me being a bad friend and whatever else they were saying back a few weeks ago. I was like, because it's not true. And she's all, I can't control what Michael does and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, okay, if you can't control what he does, then get on there and stick up for me. Like, I would be damned if I ever let David ever, or my mom, like say Holly was my mom and Michael was David. I would never let my mom and David both get on there and like bash Melissa and talk about how she was a horrible friend to me. And knowing what I knew, I would be on there. I would be like her number one supporter, because that I was a good friend to her. I would be standing beside her. I would be telling David like, how fucking dare you, and she didn't. And she kept telling me, oh, I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to talk to him. She never did, because she didn't. I don't know why. I don't know, because she's not a good friend to me. If she was involved in, the big strategy to throw me under the bus, I'm not really sure what her motive was with that. But then the one day I did write her that big long text message. I absolutely did, because I about fucking had it. Like, that was after, Michael posted edited phone call recordings. That was after Michael, did lives slandering me and my mom and my sister and, all my friends that were still supporting me and stuff. Like, and I did send her that message, like, what the fuck? I have this. Why haven't you talked to him yet? Like, I'm damn well ready to fucking post it. Like, this is bullshit. Like, I'm sick of being a good friend to you while you're sitting back and not being a good friend to me. It had nothing to do with blackmailing. It had everything to do with me being a good friend to somebody who wasn't fucking returning the same courtesy, is what it had to do with. It wasn't blackmailing. Absolutely not. And as you can see, I've never posted the audio, because because I'm not like that. You don't think that I have messages of like Angela, and I don't know if Kat was telling me too, but to post the audio, just post the audio, post the audio. I never did. Even after like I had them on me for a couple of days to post the audio. Just post it, just post it. And that's why whenever what I said to Angela, I said, ask Michael if he wants me to be a good friend to Melissa, or tell him the truth. Because he's sitting there saying, somebody needs to tell me the truth, but then he's sitting there saying that I'm a bad friend. So it's like, well, what do you want me to do? Tell you the truth, or throw Melissa under the bus? Because that's the truth, She was chasing Dick. That's the truth. And I mean, it had nothing to do with blackmailing. It had everything to do with, I was just over being, I just could not believe that my so-called friends were going to sit back and silently allow people to, discredit and victim shame and everything else that was going on. And they weren't going to stand up and speak out publicly for me. It was seriously shocking, because I could never, if what happened to me happened to Gina or Melissa, you better believe I would have been their fucking number one supporter. I would have been the loudest one of them all, speaking out about what the fuck they did, because that's the type of friend I am. Like, can I say the same for you guys? Like, you guys turned on me immediately. You guys never spoke out publicly about me. You guys are in my favor. You guys were over in Kata Silva's fangirling, posting pictures of yourselves. Like, it was seriously it seriously made me sick. Like it gave me panic attacks watching all the people betray me. Like, and then people want to get on here and ask me questions about about the people I hurt. Like, get the fuck out of here. Get on, for real.
Okay, so one of the mods sent me some questions they saw down in the chat, I guess, as they were coming in. So I'm going to start reading those.
Okay.
China Doll said, "Was everyone sober during the tour as far as the actors?"
No, absolutely not. I mean, you can see Grace running around with fucking beer or whatever in his hand, and like, no, were all the actors drinking? Like, no. Were some of them drinking? Like, absolutely. Especially the guy that's in charge of the main safety, you know?
Okay. Taryn had asked or said, well, for just one
Said
example, she said that I never talked to her at the party. Then
she
she told
didn't.
Sal. Then she told
I
Sal
didn't
that it.
tell Sal that. Go
Well, let me
ahead.
finish
She
reading it.
told Sal what?
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
It's okay. Then she told Sal that it was Elisa and I that told her at the party that his show was going to be canceled. Going to be canceled.
Never said that to Sal. I never said that.
Okay.
I said
Melissa
that
had
Alyssa told
said,
me that. I didn't know Sal had another tour planned. Like, what the fuck? That was like some big secret, wasn't it? That he had this tour planned last Saturday. Like, I didn't know. The hell? Like, I told Sal that Alyssa was saying that they were going to cancel his tour. Like, this was back when Anthony was still around. It wasn't at the barbecue. Like, I never said that. Taryn did not talk to me at the barbecue. He stood there and rubbed Alyssa's back and fucking mean mugged me and stared at me like the little evil prick he is for the whole fucking 10 minutes that I talked to Alyssa. He didn't say a word. Not one fucking word.
okay.
And they tried to convince me he did.
Okay. Jennifer had said, and I'm not sure if this is a question for you or just in general, but she said, I have a question about the after show live. Why wasn't Alexis initially invited? Why would she be defriended and or blocked? This is before it all over the place. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Is
Yeah.
that true?
Well, yeah. Well, what happened was that like what the live was before I spoke out publicly about anything, but it was after, the shit show at the barbecue and at my hotel room, and I had told them that I was unsatisfied and I was pissed off, but I didn't speak out to the fucking any, public platforms yet. So I don't know why. I don't know why I was blocked and why my family was removed and blocked from the group and I was blocked from all Silvis accounts. I mean, imagine how that made me feel knowing that during that live, it was being held in the Kata Silvis group where all the Silvises were, plus the three other firecrackers. And I couldn't even see that live because Witness had me blocked. All the Silvises had me blocked. I couldn't even get on there and fucking talk about it to anybody or anything like that. Like, I was just completely like outcasted, ostracized. Like, it was my fault that they fucked me up.
Okay, let me ask you a couple of things that I'm seeing pop up in the chat, and then I'm going to get to Allison because she DM'd me. But I see where Melissa said, "Where's my I question? Why, when she and I were both asked on input if they should continue to do the I thing, she proceeds to say, absolutely, everyone needs to experience what I went through."
Right. Did I say that or did you say that, Melissa? Like, what the fuck? Melissa said that everybody needs to experience the I thing because that's what made us all tap. Melissa said it. And I have proof that Melissa said it because I messaged Brandon Vance about it, who was there. So if I said it, why would I message Brandon Vance about the fact that I don't think they should do it and that Melissa said, yes, absolutely, keep doing it. You're the one that said that, you fucking liar. Like, what? Like, Lindsay, do you have the screenshot of the messages that I sent you from between me and Brandon Vance where I was talking about that with him?
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, because I don't understand why you would even bring that up again, Melissa, because you're a fucking liar. Like, I don't understand.
Let me get to Michael just because I'm trying to keep up with the chat. I had to scroll back up. But he said, you referenced that long text and said you told her in that text that you wouldn't ever throw her under the bus. Where are those words? And then he said again, you said you can back up what you're saying. Show me the backup. where did you say you'd never throw her under the bus?
What? Where did I say I would never throw her under the bus?
Michael,
I
can you kind
mean,
of reword that, please?
I'm supposed to have screenshot proof of me saying I would never throw her under the bus. Like what? I don't understand. I'm
Well,
saying
let's
I
give him
can
a
back
chance to
up.
maybe, yeah, let's give him a chance to maybe reword that. But
Oh,
um,
absolutely.
let's see.
Um, of
Courtney said, why did
because
you block me?
people were nitpicking everything I say because people don't want to hear me out. People don't want to believe me. People want to continue victim shaming. They want to continue, spinning it and twisting it and making it look like I'm a fucking liar because their beloved CS fucked up. Like I don't have any reason to lie. Like, why are you all so invested in trying to prove me to be a liar? Why are you guys so invested in victim shaming? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Okay. Let me ask this that Allison wrote me because she DM'd me. And if y'all can just, okay, we're writing more questions. All right. Allison said, if Alexis believes that Taryn burnt her, that members of Cada Silvas in the tub scene dislocated her shoulder, and that the main Cada Silvas men blocked her after her tour, which to be clear, I do disagree with, how did Alyssa become enemy number one? I've repeatedly heard admonitions towards the Cada Silvas girlfriends and know that Alexis views the slapping scene as too far, but I'm not sure what else happened. Cada Silva scripted the show and invited the guest actors. Are women that much an extension of their boyfriends?
Um, well, Alyssa was involved because Alyssa, I don't know if it was a part, if CS told her to do it. I don't know if it was her own little strategy. I'm not sure, but Alyssa was very much involved in turning a lot of people against me or attempting to turn a lot of people against me. She had a lot of people convinced that I was bullying people about addiction. She was telling people like Sal, she told Sal I was talking shit on him and had Sal convinced that I was just this big bitch and told him not to talk to me. And then, me and him talked and we figured out a bunch of stuff that was a bunch of lies. She was going to tell Paula that I was pregnant with Taryn's twins. She was, there was a lot of lies told about me. And then all that, like, she told people that I asked her to bring my costume makeup for Harley Quinn for the tour. I never asked her. She offered. I said I got this, and this. I had all my shit. I asked her if she wanted to do my makeup whenever we were, like, because I was trying to put the bullshit aside. But all week during, Hell Week, Alyssa's in my inbox on my phone telling me to keep up the trash talk. The fans love it. Cada Silvas loves it. Cada Silvas, I'm not the target. I'm not the snake. I'm not the bully they're talking about. Just keep it up. Everybody loves it. And it was set up. It was very much so a setup. Do I think that Alyssa or Cada Silvas is involved in, the smear campaign that Alyssa was behind? I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I don't know.
Okay. Um, Karen wanted me to ask you, she said that she's curious about the police car in the picture that Paula posted. Was that any relation to this incident?
I don't know which one that. I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Okay, China Doll wants to
I never
know
called a
who.
police car.
Okay. China Doll said who slapped Alexis during her tour.
Shelby, Witness's girlfriend, slapped me while Alyssa and Lexi brought up a bunch of bullshit rumors that were started by Alyssa. I thought it was all part of the show until, the next day at the barbecue, whenever it was very, very much so clear that these girls really weren't my friends like I thought they were. Um, but yeah, so it was Clementine, aka Shelby, Witness's girlfriend, who slapped me, while Anguish, aka Alyssa, and Hazel, aka Lexi, stood there and brought up a bunch of bullshit.
Okay. Um, Holly said that you claimed there was a place for the notary to sign the NDA. There wasn't.
Yes, there was. Did you say? Hmm. Okay. You don't think they fucking cut that off, or they, what I mean? Like it was at the bottom. Like I was there not? Like is there? Did they cut that off? I didn't catch that. Thank you for pointing that out because I did not catch that. I'll have to go back and look because there's definitely a spot on there for a notary. Absolutely. Why
Okay.
would I make that up?
Courtney said before
Like,
something
I don't,
about
but can I just say this real quick? Like, why are
sure.
people so hell bent on trying to catch me in a lie? Like, you think I'm lying about that? Like, that's just fucking crazy to me. Like, like Melissa, Gina, and Misty, they know the truth. They're probably not going to say it, but they know there was a notary line on there. And I'm going to have to go through some of my car audio to see if there was a part, any conversation of us talking about it now. Damn it. But yeah, like
Okay.
fuck these people for trying to prove that I'm a liar or make me out to be a liar. It's just so frustrating.
Let's see who this is. Melissa said, "How was I chasing dick?"
How
That's awkward, but there you go.
was it?
That's what
Why
she,
don't you ask your friend Gina because she's the one that brought it up, and I have screenshot proof of that too. So
let's see. Wait a
awkward,
minute.
awkward Gina, awkward Melissa.
Okay. Another question from Caitlin: does Alexis regret any actions post tour? And if so, what would she have done differently? Example: she unfriended and blocked me when I showed support. She did this to numerous people who supported her. Oh, that's
Who?
from Laura. That question's from Laura. Let me reread that. Laura said, "Does Alexis regret any actions post tour? And if so, what would she have done differently? Example: she unfriended and blocked me when I showed support. She did this to numerous people who supported her."
The only time I blocked anybody is whenever they spoke out against me or in favor of CS. So if Laura got blocked, then Laura must have made a comment or spoke out against me that pissed me off. Like I was like, why would I continue to, be Facebook friends with people who are clearly, don't believe me. Like if you're supporting Kata Silvis, if you're supporting Taryn, if you're believing the lies, if you're victim shaming, if you're trying to make me out to be a fucking liar, I don't want to be your Facebook friend. I don't rock with people like that. I don't know. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to look and see if I have Laura blocked even. I don't know if I even have Laura blocked. I don't know Laura. And so if Laura is blocked, Laura's blocked because I saw her make a comment that was, against me or trying to make me out to be a liar or whatever, like everybody else that I have blocked.
Okay. Let me scroll back here. This is from earlier screenshot I got earlier today. I think from you maybe, but or I don't know where it originally came from, but it's from Holly, and she had kind of listed some things specifically. She said, "Here's another lie." She's saying that this is a lie. On the live that you did with Holly, I guess you
Mm-hmm.
claimed. Okay, let me just read it how she said it. "Here's another lie. On the live she did with us, she claimed she found out that quote Nicole, JM, Taryn, Lexi, and all kinds of other people, end quote, were part of her tour, and they're fucking with her while her hands were tied behind her back." Okay, so she's saying that was a
Mm-hmm.
lie. And then she
Mm-hmm.
said she
I
was
never said
asked,
Nicole Green was a part of my tour. I never said that.
I don't think, well, she didn't say Nicole Green. She just said Nicole, JM, Taryn, Lexi, and all kinds of other
I
people.
never said any Nicole was a part of my tour. I said that all kind that it was they like that was maybe I was referring to like the part where it was every who was behind like the smear campaign and like who was not that Nicole O, I'm assuming, or Nicole Green, I don't know, because they were both involved. Like Nicole O was somebody who I was accused of bullying by Alyssa and this, that, and the other. And then Nicole Green was somebody who was manipulated into thinking I was against her by Melissa. Like, so I'm not really sure which Nicole, but there was a lot of people involved in, the smear campaign, whether they were involved in like the bully side of it, which I don't even like saying that I'm bullied. I'm 35 years old. I'm not a child. Like I don't like to say I was bullied. Like I am an adult. But there was, I guess I'll use that word right now, but there was a lot of people on like the bully side of things, and there was a lot of people on like the victim side of things that were used to, kind of fucking turn people against me. And it was all very, very manipulated and just gross, honestly. But I never said that Nicole, either of them, were at my tour
Okay,
ever.
well, the next thing she said she was asked on my live, quote, "So Elisa dropped out of the tour so she could torment you," end quote, during the Firecrackers tour. Alexis responded, quote, "Fucking right she did, and I knew it too," end quote. Lie. So she's saying
How's
that
that a
that's a
lie?
lie.
How's that a
I don't know.
lie?
I'm just reading it.
I don't know. Um, Alyssa, what happened was, did I know that it was bullshit when Alyssa did her live, her firecracker popped live, and did I know that, she wasn't like, that was a plan. That was all an act. Like everybody's like, "Oh, we respect you. We think you're just the greatest. Blah 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 blah. You're so brave." And that was all an act because she really is, manipulative and vindictive, and she was really playing a lot of people, and she was actually, English. And the reason that I knew that she was English is because Melissa sent me a screenshot of Alyssa outing her English character on accident. So I knew that Alyssa was English. I think it was like during Hell Week. I found that out maybe the week before. Um, but so we couldn't figure out like, okay, how is she a part of our tour? But then she's also going to be an actor. Then so when she dropped out, it was very obvious that that's why, because she's coming in as an actor. So did I assume that Alyssa was going to be there as an actor? Yes. Could I have dropped out because I knew? Yes. Did I have people telling me that I should drop out? Yes. But am I? I'm not that type of person. Like I'm just not, and I'm not gonna apologize for it. Like I'm not gonna say that was wrong of me to not drop out. Like some people would have, some people don't. I didn't. I don't know. I'm not going. I
Okay,
can't
let
take it
me.
back. I can't change it. You know.
Okay, let me, because I'm trying to scroll back too, because it only lets me scroll back so far. But Michael said that you claim Melissa went to Rich's house after she kicked her out of her room after the party. Where's that proof?
That I claimed what? That she went to his house after I kicked her out of my room. Um, I can't show. I have proof. I have proof. Maybe I don't know. I have proof. I it should, I don't know. I don't know that for a fact. And like I said, like somebody told me that. Somebody credible told me that. So that's why I don't know if I can show the proof because um I could probably show it with the name blocked out, but then that
Well,
doesn't,
maybe you could
do
show it
much
privately
good.
to him. If he's asking for it, then
I
maybe
don't
you can
know.
DM it to
I don't
him.
know.
That's
Yeah,
between
but
you.
this person doesn't want to be outed as, talking to me. But it's a like like so that's kind of like me be like do I want to be totally open and upfront and and send whatever I have to Michael, but I also somebody trusts me right now, like somebody trusts me, and I'm not going, and so it's a very hard spot to be in, and that's exactly the spot that I was in with knowing what I knew. I do. I do, but I just don't want to. It's kind of like if I show the proof, that I'm kind of throwing somebody under the bus that
Okay.
doesn't want their name out there. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like that's how I felt whenever it was with the whole Melissa, and I knew that she cheated on Michael, and poor Michael is over there. Like I felt bad. Like I didn't know what to do. I felt like I was stuck in a very tough position. Like I like okay, this is my friend over here, Melissa, but then here's her boyfriend who he deserves to know, and he's thinking I'm just being the shitty friend, and I'm trying to be a good friend to Melissa, but I want to, but it's fucked up. Like it was very hard, and that's what like. I've been put in a lot of hard positions, and I don't think anybody has like even taken the time to realize, because everybody's just been on such a fucking crusade to fucking get me or whatever and prove me out to be a liar. Like I'm not.
Okay, so I'm trying to go back through, and I saw that Allison had also asked earlier. She said on some now taken down videos, Alexis and her family encouraged/egged on justice sleuthing, while they posted videos and comments implying girls who went through, quote, had never been seen since, end quote, which Megan Toxic came into the comments to debunk. That Kata Silvas might be a part of human trafficking and that they peeled babies. Does Alexis believe these things? If so, why has she not contacted authorities? If not, why encourage the spreading of these statements?
Okay. Do I think that Kata Silvas pills babies? No, no, I don't. Like I said, I mean, we've all heard the joke I made on that live or that video that's going around or whatever, like with the recruiting Gina into the cult live. Like we all know that I offered up my twins for pilling. Like no, I don't believe that Kata Silvas pills babies. Um, as far as that video goes, where they said that where it was Megan Toxic acting, I actually, whenever I saw that video, I noticed the shirt, the Wonder Woman shirt from the House of Sorrow video, and I believe I messaged Brandon Johnson because I know that he's in contact with Justice Sleuthing. And I messaged him and told him that that was a actor or whatever for a promo video that they were shooting. And I even, like, my sister, I messaged her the picture. Like, I went to, like, the House of Sorrow video and I grabbed the screenshot of, I guess it was Megan, in the Wonder Woman shirt, and I took the screenshot. I'm like, look, it was this is the video, that they were shooting or whatever. This is the same girl. So it was like a promotional video type thing. So, like, I never entertained that. I would, if I did entertain that, like, please show me proof once again of your false accusations. But I never entertained that. What my sister says and her in the comments on Justice Sleuthing's videos or, anywhere, that's what she says. That's her opinions. That's what she thinks. And that's not me. She's my sister, but we're two different people. You guys are going to have to ask her, why because I know Holly or somebody attached, I think it was Gina, attached some comments of that my sister made regarding, on Justice Sleuthing's page. I asked her. I don't know why she, I mean, she's entitled to her own opinions. If she thinks it's weird, he made a joke about pilling babies, she thinks it's weird, But yeah, so as far as that goes, I guess ask her. Why did Alexis not let her
Okay,
answer? Go ahead.
Shelley Shetland had asked, do you think anything inappropriate has happened since these groups have split? Is there anything you don't stand by? Also, what opinion do you think I have of you? I don't believe I've ever spoken badly about you.
Um, I don't even really know who Shelley Shetland is. So if I said anywhere that I thought she had a bad opinion about me, there was obviously a reason that I said it. I'm not really sure why off the top of my head. Um, I'll maybe have to go back and look and see what I said about Shelley. I don't really know who she
Okay, I'm
is,
going to
but
read something to you that's going on in the chat so that you can hear what's being said. Two things to follow up, I guess, on everything with Michael and Melissa. Michael said, I'm saying that a screenshot of some rando saying she went to Rich's is just some third party's word. Does she have a screenshot
okay.
from Rich or Melissa? And then Melissa said,
Oh,
I
neither.
did.
It's not from either of them. So that's why I wouldn't
Okay,
send it to him because I'm not going
okay.
to throw somebody that I trust and that trusts me under the bus to show Michael, look, this is what the proof I have. And if he's not going to believe it, he's going to spin it and twist it and it's not going to be good enough. So why
Well,
would I betray somebody who, has trusted me for the past month? I'm not.
okay. Melissa said, I did leave after I helped Alexis get her carpet cleaned and packed, but I left, went and got gas, then came back and talked to the manager, and she was just checking out. I was gone for all of maybe 10 minutes.
What?
I don't know if that's something that you
I
dispute or if
after
that's
Rhett,
just.
I don't know what she's really talking about, but after Rhett and Brandon Vance left, Melissa left, and I didn't see her again.
Okay, I'm not sure
She
if I
did
asked
help me.
this or
She
not.
did help me pack up my room and clean my room, but that was
Okay.
before we had a conversation with. That was before the Rhett and Brandon conversation. But I'm not denying that she, helped me pack up and stuff. Like I never denied that, but it wasn't. It was before the conversation. She left right
Okay.
after that.
Tia had asked earlier if Kate.
I know what he's referring to.
Okay. Tia said, if Kate Silvis is willing, would you ever sit down with the team and watch your footage with them? And if she has questions, they
If
could be answered. Would you do
if they're
that?
going to show me all of my footage like that I was told I would get anyway, absolutely.
Well, that's my question for you, actually. Have you gotten any footage, like, other than that little bit
No.
that they. Okay.
No. But I will say that, whatever witness had his computer open with his little Alexis Abraham folder, there was what, like 12 different files. I have two flash drives full of files from my 3-hour tour back in May. One from my GoPro helmet and one from, like, another camera. And they're both full, like full of fucking 50 plus files. So you're not telling me that the only files that they have on my shit for the whole 3.5 hours I was there is, those 12 or 15 files that he had pulled up. Like, come on, guys, use your heads.
Okay, here's
You
a couple
know?
more coming in. I guess this is Alyssa in the comments. She said, "Why is Trilexis putting out videos speaking on my young son? Are you behind that?"
No,
Trilexis. Trilexis.
Me and Trent. No, that I'm not. Well, Trent's putting out whatever Trent puts out. I'm not behind that. That the whole Trelexis thing is just is a fucking joke. Like
Oh, I
that's
get it. I get it. Alexis
that
and
the
Trent. Okay.
Trelexis thing
I was
started
like, I don't
when
know
it
who
was
that is.
started whenever we did that when we did that live together with you back whatever a
Okay.
few weeks ago. But yeah, but no, I don't. That isn't that isn't me. That's I don't that's him. That's on him. That's on me.
Okay. And then Holly said for me to ask why you compare yourself to Lori.
Huh?
She said, can you ask her why she compares herself to Lori or Laura Brotherton that went through McKinney Manor? There's been comparisons, I know, of you to her. I'm not sure, and I could be mistaken. I'm not sure if you've compared yourself to her or
I
not.
was gonna say I've never compared myself to her. I've had people say, we haven't seen a beat down like that since Lori, or haven't seen anybody come out of a experience looking like that since Lori. But I've never compared myself to her. I said I didn't sign up for a, McCamey Manor San Diego beatdown tour, and that's what I got. But I never said anything about
Okay. Oh wait.
comparing
Here's
myself to
Holly. Holly's
Lori.
clarifying. Wait a minute. Holly clarified. She said herself she got a chamber tour. So she's
Well,
taking
that's
that
not me
as
comparing myself to Lori. That's me saying I didn't sign up for a McCamey Manor chamber tour, which I didn't.
okay.
There's a lot of other people that took chambers tours besides Lori. I never
Okay.
said anything like that.
Oh, hold on just a minute. And someone Bridget said, "Why was your GoPro turned around?"
That's my mom. I don't know. It's a good question.
Okay.
And if you guys go back and watch the panel, you can see them talking about my GoPro being turned around at the end of the hospital scene where I just received, my detached tongue and my chemical burns and my scarring on my eyeballs. Like you guys can go back and watch the end of that. At the very end of that scene, my GoPro was turned around. Wonder why? Like, come on,
Okay.
y'all.
Michael said something about, well, here's my proof. He had a second phone in their van and it never moved from the hotel parking lot until Sunday when she checked out.
What is
So
it?
he said that he had a second phone, I guess recording or something in their van, his and Melissa's van or whatever, and
Okay.
it never moved from the hotel parking lot until Sunday when she checked out. That's what he was saying. So I'm not sure if what that means because somebody could have picked her up,
That's
or I mean I don't
creepy
know.
that you put your phone in her car and a tracker. That's kind of creep. But I mean, I guess if you don't trust her, then that is what it is. But I don't understand what the point of it not moving.
Oh,
Like,
okay. Michael said,
why?
wait. Michael said GPS. I guess he's trying to say that because that phone was in the van, the GPS it showed that
Well, who's to say
the van
that?
never
Who's
moved.
to say that? Who's to say that somebody didn't come pick her up? Like, I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know.
Okay,
I just know
I'm
what I
just
was told regarding that, and I was told that Melissa went and fucked Ponder the night of the barbecue. That's all I was told, and that you may have. Oh no, that was no, that was whatever. That was it for her tour. Never mind. That was another conversation.
trying to read
But
through
yeah,
this and
that's what I heard. That's what I was told. I don't know.
and Holly, yes, that's fine. It can be announced in both groups tomorrow. I guess Lisa's going to do an interview tomorrow or something. So um,
Okay.
okay.
Clap back.
So does anybody have any more questions? Because if so, go ahead and put them down now. I'll give it a couple of minutes. And then I guess we can have a little bit of a discussion if you want. Um, I'd like to do that, but I want it to be completely separate than the interview because I've tried to stay neutral through the
Well,
interview.
I mean, like I'm really confused of okay, so if Alyssa's doing an interview, I mean, is she going to expose Kata Silvas for like, how they used her to, you know, get to me or like I mean, or is she like is it gonna be like I'm gonna go on there and like tell the truth about like what really went down with, you know, how they use me to expose Alexis, or to get to Alexis, or is it going to be, oh, I'm going to get on there and lie my ass off? Because if it's another live with nothing but lies, like, I don't even fucking have any interest in watching, or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm just saying though, she wants to have a response. It's like I told you earlier when you said you want to do this, and I said it's up to
oh
you.
no,
If
I
you
get
wanted to
it.
bring,
I
yeah, if you
get
wanted to
it.
bring people on with you, including her, Taryn, I don't give a shit who. I would be fine with any of that. It's all up to you. But I was just telling Holly that
No,
if she is going to do it, then that's okay. It can be announced in the group so that
yeah,
you
no,
know.
yeah, no. I'm just saying, is it if it's another live of nothing but fucking bullshit lies, like that's why I did this live. Like, I don't have to explain myself to anybody. I don't have to answer anybody's questions. But I wanted to, because I'm not lying, and it
Pink,
needs,
maybe we
and
can
I
do.
feel like,
Sorry, Pink, maybe we
go
can do
ahead.
a follow up live. Not tonight, but yeah, maybe we could do that. Hold on just a minute. I'm going to scroll back because I saw something. Just a minute.
What's going
Yeah,
on?
Allison had a question. I thought I'd missed that. She said, have you sought professional medical treatment for possible PTSD symptoms?
Well, you must have missed it. Yeah. I'm speaking with my old addiction therapist. I've been in contact with her. At the beginning, it was daily contact. Here recently, it's more like, a couple times a week. I have like an official appointment with her again tomorrow, where I'm pretty positive. I don't know, but she was, talking, and like the text messages and stuff that she was sending me, that she's going to refer me to a specialist for PTSD and trauma and shit like that, because I feel like, like she's a good therapist, but she doesn't specialize in stuff like that. So I think that she's probably going to refer me, but we'll see tomorrow, I guess.
Okay. Are there any other questions, I guess? Who's
Who
everyone?
is that?
Pumpkin guts.
Who is
Everyone.
who
That'd
is
be
that? Who is that?
um I don't know who that is.
Mm.
But I
But
mean,
yeah,
I
so
don't care who comes on. That's not up to me on this. This is your deal here.
oh, but who's wanting to come on here?
Oh wait. Michael said something. Let me make sure I ask everything. He said people have produced irrefutable receipts against many of your claims. Have any receipts been shown during this live to back up your claims? I missed the first part of it. Now that is important because remember earlier, I'm not very familiar with doing these lives, and I wanted to make sure that we'd be able to provide any screenshots or anything like that. I don't know how to do that, like put them up while you're
Right.
doing a live. But I think that we
Same.
should make those available. If we put those in our group, I just want to say now, if we make a post and put all the things that, like if you put things to back up what you've said, then I think you should make all that shareable so that people outside the group can see can see your evidence backing up what you're
Uh,
saying. And
oh,
I think we should do that.
I can do that? Oh, because
Yes.
I mean, I've already posted a lot of the shit in the group, so
Well, I
I can
mean,
just
but what
go
I'm
on there
saying
and make it
is,
shareable.
okay, well, yeah, anything like that that backs up any of the claims that you have made tonight that you want to add to back
Mhm.
it up, I think that yeah, everybody should be able to see that, and you could share it and whatever outside the group. So,
I mean, I'm not sure, like, I mean, do I
Michael, if you
have
want,
proof
why don't you write me or
regarding,
her
I
and tell
have,
her if you have specific things that you want sent besides what you've already
yeah,
stated,
because,
and then maybe we can do
I mean,
that.
if I feel like a lot of Michael's shit is like, with has to do with, his relationship side of things, and which is understandable, but like I said, the only screenshot that I would have is, wouldn't do him any good, because he's not going to believe it. They don't believe me. It doesn't matter what I post. I can, like I said, whenever I first, realized that Holly was, turning on me and some not supporting me anymore, I said I could post screenshots till my fucking hands fall off. If y'all don't want to believe me, you're not going to believe me. I mean, I would think that the pictures would just speak for themselves. Like, nobody has ever came out of there looking like that. It's unfortunate that, people that I consider my friends turned on me and did shit like that, but it happened. And it's terrible, terrible the way that people are, the shit that, like, you guys don't think that I've been getting harassing messages? Like, you guys don't think that I've been getting harassing text messages, phone calls? Like, like, I just haven't spoke out about it. Like, I'm I don't get it. I don't get how I've hurt anybody and how you guys have even the fucking audacity to even say that I've hurt anybody. Like the only
Okay, wait,
person that is
Jennifer's
ugh,
making a good, I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
I'm just trying to catch
Go
this
ahead.
because
Go ahead.
there's
Go
so much I
ahead. Go
can't
ahead.
scroll up.
Go
Jennifer
ahead.
said,
You're
can we
good.
please address the comment that a screenshot is no longer sufficient as proof since they can be altered? This can be true with any receipt. And now we're getting to the point that questions like this, if we don't have any more specific ones for you, then maybe we can move on to the discussion part. Some of these questions for that, because I'd like to weigh in on that too. I don't know
Yeah.
who became the proof police, but it's just funny to me that sometimes that's enough for somebody as a screenshot, and sometimes it's not. You
Well,
know,
they like, I mean, well, whenever they were, they did their lives, they posted their, their screenshots for whatever their proof was or whatever they thought their proof was, and that's good enough. But you know what I mean? Mm.
oh wait,
Look,
I'm
guys,
sorry.
there's one of, oh, well, hold on, I was trying to, you could see the scar real good right there. I can't get it back on my face. Right there, see that? No, maybe. Hmm? See that? See that cigarette scar right there? Yeah. So go ahead and tell me that that's like, how can you guys not even believe that? Like, that wasn't there.
It was
Like that on
Bobby
my neck
Joe.
wasn't there. This wasn't there. Like, it's just crazy to me that I even have to provide screenshots. Like,
Bobby Joe said, would you have still felt the same way if you'd finished the tour?
yes, yes, absolutely. And I struggle a lot with like, um, the fact that like because I don't it has nothing to do with the fact that I can't humble myself. I've said this a million times. It has everything to do with the way I was raised. I always felt like I had to prove shit to my prove myself to my dad growing up. I took that to adulthood with me. I always feel like I have like to prove something to myself, to prove something to the people watching, to the people the people that support me. I'm very hard on myself when I fail, blah 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 blah, all that stuff. I'm still struggling with the fact that that I quit, and then I'm also struggling with the fact that I should have quit sooner. Like it's like it's a mind fuck basically, because I know that what was happening wasn't right, and but I'm still mad that I quit, but I'm also mad that I didn't quit sooner, like whenever Terrence spit on me or whenever he burnt me with a cigarette or whenever they brought out the fucking girls and I was getting slapped in the face. Like, I'm mad that I wasn't like, fuck this, fuck you all, I'm fucking done, like this is bullshit. But then I'm also, part of me is still mad I didn't make it the whole way. But absolutely, I would still be pissed off if I made it. Me not making it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm pissed off. Me being pissed off has everything to do with the way that this shit is, what happened, and the way that it was fucking handled, and all the lies and the cover-ups. That's what I'm pissed about.
Okay. All
I
right,
didn't see
so I
Michael's
guess
comment.
Holly said,
Exactly.
where's the scar that he put it out on your neck? Holly wants to know where the scar is that he put it out on your neck.
Whenever, okay, well, I don't know if you can see it. Hold on, let me turn my head. Wait, this is like it's all backwards, guys. It's all backwards. Hold on. There, see, right, no, right there.
I can see it. I
See
see your
it?
pointing. You got the right side. That's it.
Plain as fucking day. Like, and then there it is on my chin right there as well. And I also
Maybe you
have
could show
another
those
fucking
pictures you
scar on
put in
that
the
chin.
group if
Yeah,
they don't
maybe we
already
can
have
show
them.
those. Yeah, and I also have scars all over my neck. But
No, I
yeah,
just mean that
so
those pictures were taken during the day, and so it might show up
yeah,
better.
yeah, oh yeah,
So if you're fine
absolutely,
with it,
absolutely. Yeah,
then I
I'll
think that
post them all
maybe
again and make them all
send them
public. Yeah.
over.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, Megan said,
Absolutely.
wait a minute, but the marks were not there at the end of Taryn's scene. Those marks cannot be from that scene. I disagree with that personally, but
Okay.
are we moving
Whatever
on
you
to,
say.
okay, we're just having discussion now, right? So like we
Yeah.
can,
Yeah. Yeah. Go for it, girl.
well, all I wanted to say as far as my opinion on it, not that it fucking matters what my opinion is on it, but I've seen a lot of talk about like the legal part of it and this, that, and the other, I'm going to say what I've told you, which is I think that any attorney would say to stay off social media. That is what I think,
Oh,
right? I think they
absolutely.
would.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you pay an attorney for their advice, and you should take their advice, right? If it
Mhm.
were me,
Mhm.
I would do what they say. If they told me to get off social media, I would. But this isn't me. This is you. This is I don't know if you've been, what you've done, what you haven't done. Um, in my opinion, I think that legally speaking, the buck stops there with Catus Silvas. The fact that they should not have been open at the time that they were open by law in Tennessee. I think that the law is going to look at it as everything that occurred after that would not have happened if they had been closed. And it doesn't matter if you signed a waiver, you can still sue for gross negligence in the state of Tennessee. It does not matter. The fact that they had people there on your tour that were not licensed or insured to work there, that's a big problem. The fact that you have somebody spitting on you in the middle of a pandemic at a place that is not supposed to be open is a problem. If it were me, I wouldn't even use an attorney if I'm going to sue in civil court, but that's all what I would do, right? I also had a problem with when Anthony left and they said, if you want your merchandise or your money, take it up with Anthony. Well, no, I'm sorry, but you paid for Catus. If people pay for Catus Silvas merchandise, Catus Silvas needs to take it up with Anthony. And they
I
need
still
to be
haven't
the
gotten
ones
my
that
money
fulfill.
back for my merchandise.
But do you
My
see what I'm saying? It's
$200
not,
worth
that's
of
not
merchandise
on,
and my
that's not on
$500 for the
people.
Centipede tour. You know,
Right.
$700. Catus Silvas.
That's what I'm saying. That's not on, that should not be on other people to do. That should be Catus Silvas's responsibility. They should go to whoever they have to fulfill their obligations. That's just my opinion, though, as far as that goes. Let's see.
Right.
Reading some of this. 1 minute. Yes, okay, I'm reading where it says the NDA is legal. It is legal, but that doesn't mean she still can't sue for gross negligence. You can sign a waiver, and the
NDA
waiver
doesn't cover physical assaults.
But
though.
listen, even if it did,
I don't have to
even
be,
if
I don't
the
have to be
waiver,
secretive about them physically assaulting me. The NDA covers like their secrets, the smoke and mirror aspect that it was supposed to be. That's what it covers. Like my first tour, I didn't fucking give out any of the secrets or any of the stuff or whatever, you know. But this wasn't smoke and mirrors shit. This was legit, you know. Like, so the NDA doesn't cover them fucking physically
wait, hold on
assaulting
just
me.
a
I
second.
can
I'm
scream
sorry.
about it as loud as I want. Go ahead, girl.
Megan, I did have a problem with that. If you want to ask Foz, he can tell you how disgusting I thought it was that people were drinking Rhett's chew spit, and I've been calling Catus Silvas the next McCamey Manor since before this tour. So, I mean, I have people that can back that up, but no, I never thought that was cool. I never thought that was
never had
okay.
to drink his chew spit. That's fucking
You know,
gross. And then they
I don't
started making
know.
people eat their throw up, and that was really gross too. You know,
Yeah, I think all that
luckily
is.
didn't have to do either of those.
I don't think any of that. I mean, when I think of a haunt or even extreme haunt, I think all that. It just sounds to me like, I mean, everything from the eating disgusting shit to it just reminds me of McCamey Manor. That's what it reminds me of. And I don't understand
Definitely
what.
taking a turn. And that's why I think, like, you know, like the relationship aspect, like they're ruining people's relationships. Like, I mean, fucking Anthony, you know, like look what happened. Like, you know what I mean? Like look what happened with that with that and you know the Melissa and all that, like in that whole aspect. And then they tried to say that, you know,
Wait.
home.
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Alyssa, the NDA covered actors, production crew, and intellectual property. They had people that were out there that were not licensed, including Taryn, to be on that tour. And Alexis paid for a tour with Catus Silvas. Okay? So he wasn't covered for any of that. And again, it's real simple. And again, this is my opinion, but from everything that I know, I live in Tennessee. I know that the day of your tour, we went back to phase 2 in Tennessee, which means places like Catus Silvas should not have even been open. Okay, and so the law is very simple. It's going to look at the fact that everything that happened, every single bit of it, all the he said, she said, bullshit, the physical, all of that, none of it would have happened if Catus Silvas had not broken the law and opened. I mean, it's really that simple. But that again, that's my opinion, and a waiver can be legal. I'm not saying that waiver is not legal and it's not binding, but that waiver does not cover their asses if they get sued for gross negligence. You're free to look that up for yourself. Look up state of Tennessee suing for gross negligence, whatever you want to do. But yeah, so it doesn't. You can't just say, well, that waiver just covers anything that could happen. And I think I'm a little bit familiar with that, having been out, you know, up here whitewater rafting when I was younger and everything. I'm very familiar with waivers. But no, they don't cover gross negligence. So in my opinion, she's got a damn good case. If she pursues it, she wants to. That's my opinion, you know. Let me see what any other questions are. Let's see. Oh, and yeah, I've heard a lot of shit about a sunburn, and people saying that what vinegar draws out a sunburn, helps a sunburn. Why don't you Google and say, can vinegar cause a chemical burn? Just Google that.
It
Anybody
doesn't
that
have to
doesn't
be
think it
on a
does.
sunburn. It doesn't have to be on a sunburn. They didn't put vinegar on anybody else's bodies. And I want to clear up something else. Melissa said that on a live that I said that they poured vinegar on me while I was in that bathtub. No, I never said that. I said that they poured a big ass cooler of like ice and water on me when I was in the bathtub, and that's why it was so cold and I was freaking out. But the vinegar happened at the hospital scene. It was just bucket after bucket full of vinegar, and there was a big sponge that was bigger than my face, that every time he would pour the bucket of vinegar on me, he would smash the sponge on my face. So my face was on fire from the vinegar, my body was on fire. And the first thing that I thought was, oh my God, that burns my sunburn. But the chemical burns, if you look, like they were perfectly like around my neck. It was I was from a combination of like my skin healing from the sunburn, because it wasn't like freshly burnt. It was healing, and it was a combination from that, and like my skin was already raw. So then you put those socks on that they didn't sand down. They were very poorly constructed. They hurt like hell. And then I was at the front of the pack or whatever, and somebody was holding on to the stalk around my neck, like pulling me by it, and it was just grinding and grinding and grinding. So then after that, they took me and did the sunburn, and so that the stalk grinding, or not the sunburn, the vinegar, that grinding away, at my sunburn on my neck, and then vinegar, all of that.
Well, here's the thing. I've seen a lot of people from both sides or all sides of all this. I think really one thing I've seen that I agree with, that I think probably most everybody agrees with, is that why don't they release the fucking footage? Because I get what they said, and they said it after the fact. Oh, we're changing things up, and this is why, right? It's, for me, I don't believe in coincidences like that, okay? If they don't have anything to hide, they see that there's all this turmoil going on, they see that there's all these problems, and everybody's arguing over it. Why the fuck wouldn't they release the whole thing at this point?
Right.
You know?
Hold on, I got a headache. I'm trying to.
No, Nicole, they don't have to, but they should, and it would be the responsible thing to do, I think.
Because they don't have to, but and technically they do have to give me my footage, because at the time I paid for their services, it was advertised that I would be getting my footage. So technically they do have to give me my footage. But them saying that, using the excuse like, oh well, there was the other girls were there or whatever, and we can't show their footage. We were together for maybe the first 45 minutes of the tour, and that was whenever we had the stocks on. I was having a good time, like I was having fun up until they separated us. So if they don't want to show the beginning with the girls, fine, show my scene with Witness and Alyssa and Shelby and Lexi, and
highlight that comment, Brendan, from Kim, please. Like, Alexis says to show proof, but Kata Silvas doesn't. Highlight that, please.
Yeah, right.
That's a damn good point.
Because they don't have to, but okay, like, because they don't have to, because you all just believe them just to believe them, like the pictures of what they did and what happened to me as a result of going to one of their shows, like, that's not good enough. But it's just mind-boggling. It really is mind-boggling.
Yes, I agree, Megan. Yeah, she should have that footage. At this point, I mean, if it were me, I'm just looking at it from, if I was Kata Silvas and I see all this is going on, and you're hurt, obviously, and you're making these accusations, and if I was on the up and up and I didn't have anything to hide, you better damn bet that I would be giving you all your footage. I would be showing everybody. I would say, hey, I don't give a shit if this shows the, quote, smoke and mirrors behind this tour. What's important is to make sure that everybody sees we're on the up and up. We did everything right. We did what we're supposed to do, and that she's got all of her footage. The fact that they're not, And the fact that how they've done all of this to me is very troublesome. I mean,
There was
I
no
just
smoke and mirrors behind that tour. So them releasing the footage wouldn't show their secrets because there was no secrets. There was no secrets.
well, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like, even if there were at this point, I'd say, fuck, I could change up the tour next time. But this time, it's important for her, for her mental stat, whatever. It's important that she has her footage. Period. She paid for this tour. She went through this. She's making accusations against us as a company. That that we've got people that are torn out on either side of this, and blah blah blah. Let's just give her fucking footage. I don't get why they won't. You know what I mean? And I do agree
Well,
with you, Josh,
because
that I don't
there's
think
a,
she's ever going to see. It's been too long, and she will never get her full footage
no.
at this point. That's
Yeah,
my opinion
no.
too. So
Absolutely not. Not willingly. They won't give it to me. Not willingly. But
yes,
you
well,
know,
I get that, Holly. I'm not arguing the burden of proof. If she went to court, yes, Alexis would have to make her case. You're right. If she sued, and that's correct. And if she wants it, she should go the legal route. But I'm saying that you're right. They don't have to give her footage, obviously, because they haven't. But they should. Why haven't they? That's what I'm saying. You know. And no, in my opinion, Megan, do I think all the members of Katie Stills were just out to hurt Alexis? I think that there's something about this environment. I've been through it, going through it, seeing the McKinney Manor shit and the fans and the fan girls and the fanboys and then the fighting between groups. I'm not saying I'm any better or worse than any of that, but I have seen enough of it to think, yeah, I think that it went personal, like she said, like Alexis has said, and that when they brought in these other people like Taryn or whoever, that all this shit going on, that it became unprofessional. I do. I will say this:
mhm.
before her tour, I've been calling Katie Sillis the new McKamey Manor before her tour. But I do think when Anthony was there, it was handled better. It just was. Because look, but he left, and then all this shit happened, and I could have swore I was reading about McKamey Manor. You know, this didn't happen before. So yeah, there's definite issues, and I think the way that Katie Sillis has gone about trying to resolve those issues has been piss poor. Really, especially like I said at this point, I would definitely, if it were me, I'd get that footage out there so quick, and I'd instead of arguing or making these stupid lives like any of us are doing, if I were Katie Sillis, I'd be doing everything in my power to reach out to Alexis, to try to apologize, to make things right with her instead of worrying about what other people think of them or covering their ass for everybody and all their fans. I'd be worried about making things right with Alexis.
Yep, but they're not. You
So
know, they've just assisted in helping me out to be a liar. I mean, after they released that their the piss poor attempt to be transparent, and I mean, people believed that was all of the footage, and immediately turned on me. She's lying. She's a liar. Like I saw the comments. I get the screenshots. Like, and it's seriously like, I mean, I was not in a good place after
no, Bobby
that.
Joe,
After
she's
that
not gotten
tour.
her full footage. She has still not gotten her full footage. That's the thing. And no, and I'm sorry, but Holly is right in this instance. But yes, if she took it, if Alexis took them to court, the burden of proof would be on Alexis. It would, and that's what. So Holly is right about that. But I'm just saying, fuck, put court aside. At this point, I think morally, you know what I mean? Morally, Katie Silva should give you your footage, especially since when you paid for your
Yeah.
tour, when you paid for your tour, it was with the understanding that you would be given your footage. It was with the understanding that these certain things would happen. And now, after the fact, they've changed that. I think that's a
Well, they
huge
didn't.
red
They
flag.
changed. Because a word on the street is Michael never got his footage either. So they, after Anthony left, they quit apparently giving their contestants footage. I guess they kept telling Michael he was going to get his, but as far as the last time I talked to Melissa, he hadn't gotten his yet. So it was kind of odd. I thought that as soon as Anthony dipped out, then none of the contestants have gotten their footage, but they didn't like announce that it was like this big rule change until after the Firecracker tour.
Hey, wait, wait,
And
wait.
that
I
was
see
like
it.
one of the,
Wait.
and that was also one of the things that they like bragged about themselves about, that they gave out footage and this, that, and the other.
Right.
Like,
And that was something that we always thought was great about Katie Silvas.
hmm
Well, I
Oh
see
yeah.
where Amanda's made a damn good point. Taryn never apologized to Alexis, just to Kata Solis and the fans for spitting in her face. Well, you know what? So that's not their apology to accept. That is Alexis's apology that
Yep.
she is due, and for
Taryn
her to
apologized
accept.
to the fans on one of his Extreme
Right.
Screams lives or one
I
of the lives. Yeah,
That's
he
like when,
did,
I'm
but not
sorry, but I
me.
made this
Mm-mm.
comparison. If somebody is being racist and you have a white person that said, "Oh, well, they really apologize," well, I'm sorry, that's not your place to accept that apology. You know what I mean? So if Alexis has been hurt, she's the one that's due the apology. So it doesn't matter what the fuck everybody else
And
thinks.
it's
Oh,
like
well,
your
Taryn apologized
apology.
to us. He doesn't owe us an apology. He owes Alexis
Well,
an
and
apology.
his apology to them, regardless, would mean shit because he's lying about, if he came to me and apologized, like I wouldn't accept it because as long as you're lying, you're not sorry. And you're lying. You're lying. So, you know what I mean? Like, just fucking man up.
And I'm
You
sorry,
fucking
yes,
got things
Karen,
got
not
out
to
of
bring it
hand. You
up.
burnt me in the face. Like, whatever. Like, just
Listen,
fucking stop
not
making
to
me out to
bring,
be a
not to, I'm
liar.
sorry, I'm really not doing this to be a dick. But I'm reading. Karen said it appears Anthony spends most of his time lying down, not standing up. That's another thing. I don't hate Anthony or anything like that. But if you want to talk about somebody being professional, if we really want to get down to brass tacks, okay, sleeping with contestants, not so professional. I'm sorry, but it's
No.
not. You know,
No, and
it's
it's
just not.
gross. It's gross. You know how fucking terrible that's terrible. Especially while one contestant's taking a tour, you're fucking the girlfriend of the you what like that's slimy right there, man.
Okay,
Ooh, that's
wait.
slimy.
Savvy said, ask Alexis what she spoke of after her first tour that had Anthony heated. That's why they stopped giving footage. So I'm not sure what. So do you understand what she's talking about? She said to ask her what you
Um,
spoke of after your first tour that had Anthony heated because that's why they stopped giving footage.
but Nicole O got her footage and Taryn got his footage. He was allowed to release his whole footage. So how is me after my tour what got them to stop releasing footage whenever, Jeff and Taryn and Nicole, who all took tours after me when Anthony was still there, got their footage. I don't know if it's
I
because
disagree,
I
Holly. It is everybody's business because not only did Melissa make it people's business and talk about it, but yeah,
but like
if he's go ahead,
go ahead.
go ahead,
No, you go
Alexis.
ahead, girl. Yeah, you go
No, I
ahead.
was just
I
saying,
was
I was just
interrupting.
saying that perhaps not, but it was made everybody's business, and so yeah, I think it's a valid point. I would want to know if I went and was like, I'm thinking about doing this extreme hot. Oh, well, they have their girlfriends or boyfriends come in and help, and they're not licensed and insured, and there's this other dude that sleeps with contestants and hits on them, and then X, Y, and Z happens. Yeah, I think I'd want to know that.
Oh,
I
and
think
don't
that would
leave your
be
husband at home because you're going to be guilty by association, and everybody's going to think that you left your husband at home because you want to fuck Rhett and Witness and Dalton and Quincy. That's who I supposedly wanted to fuck back at my hotel room. Like, let's forget about the fact that I left my husband at home because I thought I was going on like a girls' trip, and I was so excited to go have a fun weekend alone without my husband and by myself for once with my girls. Like, let's forget about that. I really left him at home because I wanted to fuck randos in the hotel room. Like, come on now. People really believe that. They believe that. Because I mean, I guess because it's so common, you know what I mean? It's so common. Like all these girls throw themselves at the Silvases or whatever. So I guess it was expected that I wanted to too. I don't know. I have no idea. But that's crazy to me.
Yeah, actually, Megan, you can look it up. I'll give you the screenshot of that. If you have to be licensed and insured, there's 4 people listed for Catus Silvas that are insured and licensed to work representing Catus Silvas. Okay, so I can send that to you if you want me to. Just let me know, DM me or something.
What? My end game is people need to start taking responsibility. My end game is that people need to stop lying on me and stop fucking talking shit about me and twisting things and making false accusations, the false assumptions. Like the reason I did this live was to squash all the false assumptions, all the exact accusations, all the
Megan,
lies.
just
Like
DM me. We'll talk about it after the show if you want
and
to.
everybody wants proof and screenshots and this and that for me to just back up everything that I've said. But it's like whenever you guys did fucking like what was there, three plus hour lives with my name, it was every fucking other word out of y'all's mouths. People that don't even know me, people I've never even spoken to, talking shit
Wait,
like
wait, 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 wait.
with all
Wait,
these
Savvy said
assumptions and
this.
accusations.
Hold on.
What?
Savvy said this. Now I'm wondering if this is Savvy. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. Is this why you're saying that Anthony left? Savvy said there was a stunt in your show that was used. You then went to a future contestant and spilled the beans, which then semi-ruined person's experience.
I've no. They're talking about the gun scene, which that we've everybody's seen the picture now. That scene was very much so a real gun. I've seen people talk about how that was an aerosol gun or an airsoft gun or what the fuck they're called. That was very much so a real gun. It was Grace's 40 that he carries around. I have the footage of him shooting it off into the distance before putting it to my head. It smelled like gunpowder. It was hot. It was a real gun. Um, I did send that picture to I believe it was Taryn. Me and Taryn, I thought we were friends, and I did send it to him before his tour, just because I was giving him advice and telling him to expect anything, and was like, look at this fucking shit. It wasn't to spill the beans or anything, or to anything like that. Taryn was my friend. I think I sent the picture to Alyssa too. Maybe I think I don't know if that's who the other person
Okay,
was.
wait. Yeah,
But
Allison
yeah,
said, wait a
but
minute. Haven't the guns in the tour she had with Anthony come up and y'all's proof they're so bad? That's what she
hmm,
said. You want to reread it?
yeah, say it
Allison
again.
said, wait a minute. Haven't the guns in the tour that you had with Anthony come up in y'all's, I guess she means yours, whatever, proof that they're so bad? That's what she said.
That they're so bad. I mean,
Allison, why don't you, can you clarify
why did
better,
I like
maybe?
post the picture in the group? Is that what she's asking? Why I posted that picture? Because that's fucking crazy. They held a gun that they just shot into the distance up to my head. But I will say, but the reason that I posted it is because that's how they that was me showing people like, look, I literally went into the third trusting these people with my life because this is the scene that happened during my tour, and back in May. He shot that gun and then put it to my head, and then I trusted him to pull the trigger on my head. Like, I trusted these people, and then afterwards they did show me, them safety testing the scene where they were, doing the same thing to Rhett or whatever, and it made me feel comfortable enough and whatever. But that was posted for like that to show how much I trusted Kata Silvas and the Silvases, and like I literally went into the tour and the third trusting them with my life. Like I I did. I wasn't scared. I was excited. I literally trusted them with my life, and a lot of it had to do with the fact that that gun stunt scene, whatever, from back in May. But now that I'm not as manipulated by the Kata Silvas light or whatever. That's kind of scary. That's kind of, especially after what they did to me, it's kind of scary that I trusted them that much. So I guess that was
Listen,
the point in me posting it.
Brendan said, I remember Witness said on a live with Alyssa that a certain someone would regret
Hmm.
lying before the
Hmm.
firecracker tour.
Hmm. Oh, I had people
So,
messaging me after Witness did that live where a firecracker popped or whatever, and he was going nuts, and the phone call that from Rhett, and I had people messaging me telling me that they were like literally that they were worried for me, that was threatening, that wasn't the normal fun, Hell Week banter live, like that was like very threatening, that they were worried that that was like harassing and yada yada yada. I'm like, oh no, I'm good, because Alyssa was calling me and messaging me that week telling me, you're a good girl, it's not you, like Katie knows, she went to bat for you, she went to bat for you, to me, to Kata Silvas, like, I want to apologize to you, I'm so sorry, I no idea. Like, Alyssa kissed my ass during Hell Week so that, I wouldn't be maybe pissed off or expecting her to be such a bitch to me at the tour. I don't know why she kissed my ass, but she did. And she egged me on to keep up with the shit talk and keep up with the, banter in the group that all the fans love it. Kata Silvis loves it. I'm not in danger, blah, 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 blah. That live that Witness did wasn't directed towards me, all this other stuff, like, and so, because I was going to go quiet during Hell Week.
I mean, see, this is the other thing, right? With all this, so nobody. So
Hold
let me
on, my
just make
earbud
sure
just
I've got the
died.
facts
2
straight.
seconds to switch
Okay,
earbud.
it's fine.
Hold on 1 second. Let me switch my
You're
earbud.
fine. Take your time.
And so, like, I'm like, hold on. Let me get this earbud in. Hold on.
Allison, I'm going to ask her a question right after I ask her something. I'll ask that.
I'm sorry.
You're
Hold
good.
on.
Take
Give me
your
1
time.
second. My
You're
earbud
fine.
died. I'm trying.
You're good.
Let's see. The speaker on my phone is so effed up. What the hell?
I'm sorry, but the Cole in the chat, it's bitchy comments like that. Alexis was all about the drama being your main focal point of the show, no matter how you slice this, right? See, because what Allison says is it possible that you aren't lying and that they aren't lying, and you're remembering and interpreting things differently, right? But then you got comments like this, and it's like, no matter what, Alexis came out of that hurt. She looked different than everybody else did. Her injuries were different than everybody else, and to her, she was hurt. So why would you laugh at that? That's not funny. I don't give a shit if you think, if you're really, believe everything she's saying or not, but you can't deny that to Alexis, she was hurt. She has injuries, so I don't get it, you know?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Cool. But Alyssa saying that she wasn't mad at me, that just popped up on the screen before my earbud died. If she wasn't mad at me, then why did she go around telling people that, like, this was like after the fact, that whenever it was all over or whatever, that I was, I wanted her to buy my Harley Quinn makeup and costume and all this stuff whenever she was like in my inbox trying to get me to want her to do my makeup and stuff. Like, I bought my own shit. Like, I don't understand why she went and told people that. And then it's like, and also, if you weren't mad at me, then why the phone call why record my phone call and then at the end, like, oh, I'm washing my fucking hands of her, I'm done with her, like, if you weren't mad at me, like, like, what was the point of all that then?
Right.
Okay.
Let's see. Hold on a second. Well, that's the other thing too. I mean, okay, fine. Moving on from you're not getting your footage, whatever excuse they want to use, which I'm sorry. Again, I just think is bullshit. But then there's all this secrecy now about the medical staff, quote unquote, the medical staff. And I'd like to see their credentials. If we're going to talk about evidence and proof and receipts, I'd like to see these people's credentials, right? And I think that, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, Alexis, didn't you ask them to say that you wanted to do follow-up care with them? Have they contacted you back?
Oh, yes, they have. Yes, they actually
Okay.
have contacted me back with a password, but I'm not really sure what to do with the password. But yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what they're,
Well,
what
if
they're
anybody could let
offering.
Kata Silvis know that, maybe somebody could get a message to Alexis so maybe she can access that.
I messaged them back. I messaged them
Okay.
back.
Okay.
Yeah, it was absolutely a chemical burn from the vinegar.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. All these people that think that they're these experts, medical experts on here. She actually went to the ER, right? That is who I would listen to too. I agree with Karen. The ER doctor is the one that's making this diagnosis. It doesn't matter what the fuck we think it is or what we think it looks like. They looked her over and they made the diagnosis, right? And I've seen that paperwork. I have yet to see any kind of credentials from Kata Silvis's medical staff. Period. Any kind of anything saying. But the saline solution, if it was homemade, what was in it,
I
what
would
was
like to know what the
nothing.
fuck that was, honestly, because no homemade saline solution is going to, do what happened to my eyes. Like, no. Like, you can hear me on the panel. It's very like it's kind of like broken up, but you can hear me like at one point I say lemon and another time I say acid because that's what it felt like. It felt like fucking lemon or acid or something being poured in my eyes, poured on my body. Like, I didn't know what the fuck it was. All I knew is that it fucking felt like it was burning my skin and my retinas out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it
Right.
was, but I would like to
Well,
know
that's why
what
I
it
want to
was
see the
because it
medical
wasn't.
professionals' credentials. I don't
Yeah.
understand why they wouldn't show that.
And
I
I don't
don't.
understand what medical, if he really is, certified or whatever, like, why doesn't he know that vinegar on your skin, period, can cause chemical burns? Putting vinegar on, straight up vinegar on your skin can cause chemical burns. You're not supposed to do it. That's an old wives' tale to put vinegar on sunburn. Like, no, you put aloe vera on sunburn, not vinegar.
Holly asked a
You
question.
know,
She said, "Is
go
there
ahead.
proof that they saved that your contacts?" I think that's right, right, Holly? You could correct me if I'm wrong. She wants to know, is there proof that your contacts helped save your vision by having them in? That the doctor said, "Hey, if you hadn't been wearing these, your eyes would have been fucked. But because you were wearing them, it saved them from permanent
I don't
scarring."
have that in writing. No, I don't. I don't have that in
Okay.
writing. But I mean, you can clearly tell from the pictures that every part of my eye is red except for where my fucking contacts go. So I don't know how much more proof you need, but no, I don't have that
Kay
in
said,
writing.
Kay said the medical professional wasn't JM, was it? Maybe he's a volunteer medical professional, like a volunteer firefighter. All I know is that, yeah, I'd like to see, just not being an asshole, I really would like to know what credentials, what kind of medical staff they had there. Was it was it an EMT? Was it,
Yeah.
a nurse? Who are they, and what is their, what is their expertise in it?
I would love to see their credentials as well. But I do like the big aftercare that they did when it was
Damn good
over,
question.
like giving me some fucking saline solution for my contacts
Well,
and
listen,
you
Becca said
know,
if it wasn't bad, then why aren't they doing the eye thing anymore? That's a
right,
good point. So
right.
I think there's a lot of things that they are afraid, in my opinion. Again, I think there's some things, and maybe Kata Sills handled
Mm.
this the wrong way because they're
Allison,
afraid
a doctor?
they're afraid that if they take accountability, that it will open them up to liability.
Oh, but my
That's what I think.
contacts prevented the acid mix from spreading around my eye. My contacts held the solution out, says somebody who's apparently a doctor in the comments. David was asking
Holly,
me.
that's again, and mute her if she says shit like this again. Saying you're not seeking this in any way legally or rationally. I don't think if you keep victim shaming Alexis and saying she's not being rational, but she is.
I don't know
She
how I'm being irrational, and how do you know what I'm pursuing legally? Like I said, I'm not at liberty to speak on it. Why would I speak on that?
Well, I mean, I've been reading comments, and even with Michael and Melissa in here, I think that they haven't been that bad, and I'm trying to read them from both sides, and I think good points are
Hmm.
being made or whatever, but I don't understand all that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
The assumptions and I think I'm a doctor, so I'm going to
Well,
tell
just
you why
the
your
little
eyes
snide
are
comments,
what it is.
like
Yeah.
asking if you've got a mental health condition or whatever the hell I read earlier from that screenshot you showed me. I'll pull it up in a minute. Hold on, just a second. I'll get it right now. I can't pull it up on the screen, but I'm going to read from it. Just a minute.
Here we go. Find a charger box. Where's that charger box, babe? Upstairs. I'm about to turn off my camera so that I'm not all over the place. Okay.
Let's see.
But yeah, but I don't know. I don't get the
Here it is.
rude
I want to read this.
snide
This was
comments.
from, no, no,
Like,
no. This was from Holly earlier today. She said, also, many times she's stated, I don't remember doing that. When shown evidence of how shitty she's behaving, is she on some type of medication or something? Because if we're to believe she doesn't remember acting shitty, but claims to remember other stuff so clearly, is that sort of convenient? I don't know. I think that's like
yeah.
implying, and I think that's,
Well, did you
well,
see the comments about then somebody diagnosed me as being bipolar?
oh yeah, I've experienced that myself with people people talking about, your mental health that need to really shut the fuck up about
The
it.
things that I was saying I didn't remember were the things that I was trying that were people were trying to convince me that happened, like talking to Taryn for 10 minutes at the barbecue. And I'm like, what? No, I don't remember that. And then, and then I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, was I that so mind fucked? But then no, I wasn't. Like they were trying to convince me that things happened that didn't. And that's why I'm like, I don't remember because it didn't happen. Like I would like to see the evidence or whatever that Holly says was provided to prove that I'm shitty or whatever, but I'm not sure what that is, you know?
Okay, so Elisa said, I'm not going to bash you because it's not my place. I'm always speaking up because my son was being attacked. I was no
I
contact on
never
your
attacked
tour.
anybody's
Wait a
son.
minute, let me read the whole thing. Taryn did not know that I fell. I talked to you at barbecue. I just want to read that so you can address it if you want.
Um, I never bashed her son before the tour, during the tour, or after the tour. Don't know. I don't bash kids. I don't flip kids off. Like,
See, I'm not sure how
I
that got
don't know
misconstrued
what
because
that is. I've
everything
never
I've seen
bashed
or
a
heard
kid
about,
ever.
yeah, everything I've seen and heard about her son was concern. It was not attacking
I
him.
think
It
she's
was more
talking about
concerns.
during the tour. She told me this was at the barbecue that she's sorry that she stepped out of character during my tour because and I was like, what are you talking about? And she said when I brought up that you doxed my son, and I was like, I never doxed your son. She's like, I know that now or whatever, but I'm like, I don't. Why would I dox your son? I don't even know her son's name. Like I still don't to this day, and I'm like, why would I? Ever dox your son. I didn't do that or whatever. And then she was like, yeah, but I know that now. So I wanted to apologize. I got in trouble for stepping out of my character. And when I walked away, I fainted. And then like Taryn standing there rubbing her back, fucking glaring at me. And I'm like, oh my God, they're together. And that explains so much. Like, no, Alyssa didn't touch me at my tour. I never said she did. She didn't. She just had everybody else so pissed off and thinking I'm such a shitty person that they were all ready to fucking get me for her because they all think she's so great, you know?
Well, see, this is just something else that because I saw Carrie made a comment, but
Well, I wish that a lot of
it,
people would have handled it differently.
in Holly's
So,
group, I remember when you were bringing up and you were trying to prove your case about Alyssa being a liar, according to you, and you had brought up stuff about Orlando because you're asked to provide receipts in Holly's group. You did that. When you got accused of doxing, we kept waiting for
mhm.
Michael to come back and admit that, hey, okay, because he thought the marriage license was fake. But then instead, it got distracted over to something else. So what's up with that? What's up with the whole? You know what I mean? I mean, I just
With
don't
the whole like
understand.
Orlando situation,
Well,
is that
not
what
just
you're like,
that.
or what?
It's not
Or I
just
don't
that.
understand either. But you're, I
Well, I
like, what do
mean,
you mean?
yes, partially because like I said, Michael was saying that it was faked, everything else, and he said he was going to go investigate it, and then he'd come back and he would admit if it was real or not.
Well, I
And
feel like that's why. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and I could be wrong, but I don't think he ever did say, yeah, okay, well, this is true. It was just, it was got distracted onto something else. And my
It
other
got
point
distracted
was,
onto that the video that he posted of the phone call that was edited between
right,
me and Alyssa that Taryn was recorded because it was, oh my God, I can't debunk this. Now let me distract with some bullshit.
right. But my other thing is this, right? It's all about proving this or receipts and everything else. But when you did that, then you get called or accused of doxing, or you get accused of attacking somebody's kid, or you get a whatever of that, and it's bullshit. I've seen what was put up in my group, right? And
Mm-hmm.
okay, wait. Okay, Elisa says the first video released last night on Trelexis's profile was talking shit on my child. Elisa, I want you to say what was
I
talked
didn't even
about
know
that
that
was an
there was
attack
a
on your child.
Trelexis. I didn't even know there was a Trelexis profile. First of all, what profile? What Trelexis profile?
Thank you,
I didn't know there
Michael.
was a
I read your
profile.
comment. I see that. Okay.
I don't
All
know
right.
what Trelexis profile. I didn't even know a
I don't
Trelexis profile
either.
existed.
If you
Um,
mean Trent, I didn't never saw Trent attacking your kid. I saw it questioning you as a parent and things like that. But I didn't see anybody in the group saying anything bad about your kid. I didn't.
yeah,
If they
I
did,
saw
feel
it,
free to send it to me. Show me. Please do. So I'd
right?
like to see that.
I don't attack kids. You know what I mean? Like I have three of them. I don't flip kids off. I don't dox kids. I don't attack kids. Like
Wait,
I,
wait, 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 wait,
I,
wait,
you
wait.
know,
Hold on. Michael said, and maybe because Alyssa's here, she can speak on it. He said, but for the record, I do believe a marriage license with those two names is legit. But then he said, but I do not believe that was Alyssa. So I'm
just
curious,
now.
why not? Yes. So in other words, he's saying that that marriage license for whoever that is legit, but that's not the person. That's not the person that
So
we're talking
Orlando
about.
has the wrong Alyssa here, or I'm confused, and I feel like that's why Trent is posting everything he's posting because people are saying he's lying, and it's not, and he's like, okay, well then I'll post more proof to show I'm not lying, and it's
Michael,
like,
can you
what do
clarify what you
people?
mean by that? Maybe.
Let's say
So
it's like
I
people
don't
don't
want to
want to believe
assume.
it. Doesn't matter how much proof is posted about whatever. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, I
And
mean, I
the
just want to
the
make sure I'm getting that right and I'm not misconstruing
yeah.
that. So I just want to know if he'll clarify if that's what he meant. That yes, he's saying that that is a genuine marriage license. I mean, it's got a seal on it. It's kind of hard to argue with that being a genuine marriage license. But I
Yep.
took that as meaning he's saying that that's not the same person we're talking about. That's not the same Melissa that we're talking about.
Hmm.
Okay, he said, I do not believe Alyssa is the person married to Orlando on that license. That's what
So
he
Alyssa
said.
denies that. So then I'm saying like people are like, why are you guys like bringing this up and bringing that up? Because you got like you're sitting here saying that you don't believe it. So I don't. Mm, people are going to continue posting proof about it. Then like
So, okay.
the fact that Alyssa brought Orlando with her up to her tour in March is, that's proof right there. I mean, Alyssa told people it was her handicapped uncle or her handicapped friend, so and then
Well,
the
Michael's
fact
saying,
that,
wait. Michael said at the time it was signed, she was on the road to Cata Silvas. But
oh,
you don't
okay.
know. So, I mean, I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I don't know either. I don't know any about that. All I know is that I've heard I've
Alyssa, I'd like
heard
to see that proof. I really would.
what
Because
I can't
I'm
see.
very confused why this Orlando guy would be talking to Trent, but it be a completely different person he's talking
Right?
about.
But
A completely
Orlando
different.
was, but yeah.
Because I asked, wait, I want to make this point. I did not. I was given a video that was, I guess, on Extreme Screams of your son, Elisa, and I said, I'm not putting anything like that without blurring the face or anything. Before I even did that, even after the face was blurred, before that though, I asked Trent, I said, is this the same? Is this her son? Is this? He said, yes. So I don't understand how this Orlando guy can have you mixed up with somebody else, maybe? I'm really confused about that.
And I mean, and why would Trent say that she brought Orlando with her to her tour, and why would Orlando be talking? I mean, like I've listened to more of that recording from that phone call that Trent has posted, and
Hmm.
Orlando and his cousin who's translating is talking about, how Alyssa said that she was staying up in Tennessee because for the weekend, and Kata Silvas was going to pay her $20,000 to do like a promotional video for them, and that's why, he went back to Texas by himself, and she stayed in Tennessee, and then she totally just, I guess, ditched him, or never came back to Texas to
Wait,
be
wait,
seen again. So why would
Miss
he know
Savvy,
anything about? Why would this
right.
Orlando guy know anything about Kata Silvas if that's not the,
Right.
if you know what I
I
mean?
agree. And Sabby, I see your point. She said married or not, still irrelevant, but this is how I look at it, right? You could
Agreed.
say this, but wait, you could say it's irrelevant, but here's
Agreed.
where
But
it's not. Wait,
go
let
ahead.
me make my point, and then you could talk,
No,
okay?
go ahead, because
My
I
po-
guarantee you your point is exactly what I would say. Go ahead.
the point is that when you get called out for being a liar or you're this, that, and the other, and you're trying to say, hey, no, I'm not, and let me show you that their credibility is shit, then that stuff does become relevant. You could say they lied about
Hmm.
this. They lied about this. Here's this conversation. Here's showing that they're married and they said that they're not. Here's this showing. That's when all that does become relevant. If somebody is they're a liar and you're trying to prove that they're not, then that's when that stuff does come up. I mean, right or wrong, I still think it's relevant though. You know. Go ahead,
Uh,
Alexis.
oh no, that you basically said it, girl. Like it's, I just feel like it's all been made very relevant. I mean, it was all, like it's all like Melissa and Michael's relationship was very, much so the center of Kata Silva's drama, and then Michael drug his own relationship into it whenever he posted that video of me saying Melissa was chasing Dick. And I mean, I would have never thrown her, like, thrown her under the bus or brought up the fact that she was chasing Dick publicly like that ever. Michael was the one that posted that video, not me. I wasn't, that was not meant for the public eye. You know what I mean? Like, so then after that was brought up, then I had to start fucking defending myself on why I said that. And I still didn't even really defend myself that much. I'm telling Melissa in private, like, girl, fucking call off your pit bulls. Tell them to quit fucking dragging my name, like, and posting lives and doing this and doing that. Like, tell them that, like, I am, I've been a good friend to you, like, like me and you are like girls, like you're my girl, like, and she didn't. So
okay, Megan said, I don't understand, I don't see where this came from, but it is a valid question. She's saying, so you're saying Lexi kicked Alexis in the car at the barbecue? Who are you saying that to? Maybe that wasn't for you. Maybe that was for somebody in the chat.
Lexi kicked me?
No, I don't know. Oh, Michael's making the point. He said, after what you just said about Melissa, he said, except that you did text her saying you were done protecting her. Quote unquote, protecting her.
Yes, if you're not willing to protect me, please finish the quote. If she wasn't going to protect me and have my back, I'm done fucking having your back. I've been sitting here for the past week and a half telling you, call off your pit bulls. I am being a good friend to you. Why are you not saying anything? Why are you not telling Michael privately? Why are you not standing up and speaking out publicly and having your friends back? It's a very bad look whenever my supposed friends, aren't speaking out, having my back publicly. That looks bad. Please do something, like tell your man to stop dragging me, because I'm not being a bad friend. And I will. So after a week and a half of, being drugged by Michael and whatever, I'm accused of all this other shit and losing supporters because I made a comment that she was chasing Dick, I was fucking fed up. Yeah, I'm sick of protecting you if you're not willing to protect me. Like, I'm sick of being a good friend to you if you're not willing to be a good friend to me. Like, what the fuck?
He said, that sounds like blackmail 101. You didn't protect me, I'm not going to protect you. My opinion, again, everybody knows my opinion, is that there's two people that knew, including Anthony, and they're sniffing around, whatever, and she's afraid it was going to come out. She decided to take control of the narrative and get out there, which is what I would have done if it were me.
You think that if that's blackmail 101,
no, I'm not blaming her for doing it. I would have done the same thing if I was in that position.
I'm saying Michael's comment. If that's what he fucking sees it as, then whatever. I mean, that's how he sees it. Like, I see it as.
Yeah, I don't think it's blackmail.
I would have
expected.
No, I would have never ever expected Melissa to continue having my back whenever I'm allowing David to speak out against her and her claims and what she's saying. I wouldn't have expected her to have my back if I was just sitting there silently letting David bash her daily about, and call her a liar and do lives about her. Like, I would not expect Melissa to sit there and have my back through that. Like, that's not what a friend is. I was saying, if you're not going to be a friend to me, then I'm done being a friend to you. And if you think that's
Megan, by the way, both of those posts are down in my group. They're both removed in my group, just so you know.
But yeah, so if they consider me saying I'm done being your friend, if you're not going to be a friend to me, if that's blackmail, then I guess whatever. Like, no, that's me not letting people fucking walk all over me. That's me sticking up for myself. That's me having a voice. That's me not I don't rock with fucking shady people. I don't rock with fake people. I'm not fake. I don't stab people in the back. I will fucking say it right to your face. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't think people realize this. Like, I have no reason to lie. I have the only like, what's the end goal here? Everybody asks. Like, well, the end goal is to make everybody realize that I am not a liar and I am telling the truth. And
Michael, wait. Michael is saying she had already told me, but then your sister pops up on that same line. Wait. What my point is, though, Michael, is, do you really think that Anthony didn't tell other people about that, including Kata Silvas? That's what I'm trying to say, because I'll tell you, before I ever talked to Alexis, I heard about that. I heard about, as a rumor, that Melissa had done that before I ever knew anything otherwise. I did not hear it from Alexis first. I'll just tell you, I did not.
And on the famous audio that, of her telling me all about it, she tells me how Anthony wasn't supposed to tell anybody, but he told all of the Silvases. I had like that. I have that is on that audio that I haven't shared and that I don't have the intentions of sharing. But that is on there. That she said that he has told all the
Holly,
Silvases.
Holly said, you said, I gave Michael a chance. I have all this evidence. That is not blackmail. That is saying, if you put my back against the wall, right, and you keep calling me a liar, I'm going to defend myself and I'm going to put the truth out there. Putting the truth out there, it might be a shitty thing for Melissa, but that doesn't mean it's blackmail. That's saying, hey, you're going to keep trashing my name when you know better. You're going to watch your husband do it when you know better. Then I'm going to stop having your back. That does not equal blackmail. That says, hey, you're a shitty friend, so I'm not going to keep being a good friend to you when you don't have my back and are being a shitty friend to me. Sorry,
And
but that's not blackmail.
I never said I'm gonna post that video. I never said that to her. I had people in my messages telling me to post it, like Angela, and I think maybe Kat said it, and I don't know. I have to look and maybe I don't see who else said for me to post it because I think I said something about having it in a group chat. I did say I had it in a group chat because I was pissed about the fact that Michael was, doing these lives about me and all this other stuff. And I'm like, well, I have audio of her saying this, guys, like, holy shit. But, and then everybody's like, post it, post it, post it. I didn't post it. Like, you don't think, like,
well, here's the other
I
thing.
had people in my
You
ear
can't,
trying to get me to post it.
they can't get mad. You can't get mad and say, hey, we shouldn't be bringing up this about Melissa and Anthony. We shouldn't anything like that. But the day after that live where Melissa came out with that, Michael, I saw screenshots where you had posted your private conversation with Anthony. So, you can't expect other people not to talk about it when y'all are the ones that are talking about it. Y'all are the ones. But the fact is, you made a video and came out about it. The fact is, you published your private conversation with Anthony showing how you confronted him. So yeah, I'm sorry, but other people are going to talk about it. And yes, it is relative to the tour, especially since I also heard a rumor, I don't know if it's true or not, but Anthony might be back involved with Kata Silvas, maybe. That is something I'd want to know before I went to a haunt. I would. Is this person professional? Am I going to be taken care of? Do they have medical personnel there? I think it's all relative, you know?
Yep.
But again,
Well, I
that's
mean, like, if you're gonna like you say that you have medical personnel and you're gonna give out footage and you're gonna do all this stuff, then like you need to have medical personnel, legit. If you are gonna send people to therapists, you need to send them to legit therapists. Like, if you're going to, give out your footage, then give out the footage. Like, don't say you're like say you have like security and medical personnel when you fucking don't. Don't say you're sending people to therapists when you're sending them to previous contestants. Like, you know what I mean? Who are then spilling the beans to Kata Silvas about what
Nicole,
the fuck you're confiding in. Like,
wait a
it's
minute,
crazy.
wait a minute. Nicole, she somehow is always the dead set in the middle of all drama. I wanted you to
Who?
compare, like, just like Melissa. I've seen more people doing these lives, or Taryn, or Michael even, right? I know that Alexis did a live before when I was on there with her. I know she did one with Holly, right? But I guess that I wasn't a part of. And now she's doing this one. It's not like she's on here every fucking night talking about
Who is
this
saying
shit.
that?
Nicole, I think she's
Oh,
talking about you. I could be mistaken, but that's how I'm
I
reading it.
have, I don't, this live is done as, I wanted to do this live to get as a kind of a response to all the lives that were done about me that I never responded to. I couldn't actually watch those lives for the first like few couple weeks because I
Okay,
was
wait. Nicole said she's speaking on things that aren't public, so I wouldn't know. Well, then I don't know what you're talking about. I was just saying, as far as I saw, I don't understand it because publicly, she's not anymore in the middle of this than anybody else I've seen that's been on
But
these
I'm
lives every
always in the
damn
middle
night.
of the
Or
drama. Am I always in the middle of drama, or is it Alyssa? Because Nicole O knows damn well about all the fucking drama and bullshit, and she's just trying to speak out against me. I don't know why. I have no idea why. She was supporting me privately. She even told me privately that if I wanted her to come do a live with me and be there beside me to speak out against what happened regarding me and her with Alyssa and the rumor that was being spread around about me regarding Nicole O and being a bully to Nicole O, and then me and Nicole finally,
Nicole, obviously
talked
you
and
need to go
hashed it
catch up
out.
because yes, there have been lives. And Mellow Horse said, "Isn't there something out there that Alyssa admitted that Into the Light is hers? Do we know about that?"
Um, I have, oh God, I mean, a lot of the conversations that I had with Alyssa were done over the phone. But I have like a voice recording of her talking about how she's a psychologist. Um, I don't know if I'll have to look and see if I have anything with her talking about the into the light shit being, her behind it. I know that she definitely said that she was a therapist. She had her license and she was, the one that Kata Silvis was sending contestants to. And I also have heard recently, or in the past month, that they were sending contestants, I guess, or
Wait,
previous contestants to Jeff as
Savvy,
well.
you said she set up Into the Light with BetterHelp. Who's she? Are you saying Alyssa did? Right? Am I right about that?
BetterHelp is just a fucking website that you go to and you get like
Oh, I see
some,
what you're saying. So she
like,
helped, but she has nothing to do with it, right, Savvy? She just is the one that set it up for them, but
well
she's not
then
part
what
of
well
the organization,
that's what they're
correct?
saying now, but that's not, I mean, and I don't know if that was the plan at the beginning, was to let's fool everybody into thinking Alyssa's a real therapist and, this, that, and the other. But at the beginning, I don't know if Alyssa was fooling people into thinking she was a real therapist or if Kata Silvis was behind that idea too, as well.
Right.
But at the beginning, the whole idea was Alyssa was going to get her license in Tennessee. She paid so much money to do it, so that she could, provide aftercare therapy to the contestants because she thinks they need it or whatever. Because she was traumatized after her tour. I don't know. It was a phone call. It was a phone call that she talked about that on. It was a while ago. But yeah, at
Okay.
the beginning it was definitely her. And then, like I said, I've heard, here in the past month that they were also apparently referring previous contestants to Jeff. I don't know how
Okay,
true that
Alyssa
is,
says you
but
do. Alyssa said you do not know my real. Or wait, you do not know my real name, Alexis. Period.
I don't know
But
her
when
real
you've told your
name.
real name to Trent, if you were with Trent, or when you've told your real name to Orlando, if you were with Orlando, that's what I
I
don't
don't
get.
know. Alyssa said I don't know her real name.
Yes, that's what she's saying.
Period.
That's
Or
what she
something.
just
I
said.
don't know. Well, what is that? Where does that have? What I was? Were we talking about her real name? I don't. I don't recall saying I knew her real
That's
name
why I'm
just
confused. Well,
now.
maybe she's just catching up, or just wants to throw that
Oh,
out there.
I
You
never
know.
mentioned her real name, did I? I don't recall mentioning her real name in this live at all. So okay. Oh, that was a different person that was married to him on that certificate. But yeah, I don't
I'm just
know.
saying.
Okay, I don't know her real name. The person that gave me that name, that real name was Trent because it came
Well,
on a
that's what I
piece of
don't get.
mail,
Like,
on a
as far
piece
as
of
I know,
mail to
because
his house
well,
because
that's
she
what I'm
used to
saying.
live with him.
Trent is a friend of mine, right? And so he talks to me, and so he's saying that when Alyssa and him were dating, and she moved with him, why the hell wouldn't she have told him if they're dating her real name? I don't get it. That doesn't make sense to me. You know? Did you give Trent an alias? Is that what you're saying? Well, I mean, I'm not trying to
Trent,
be a smartass.
Trent
I'm trying
didn't
to
know
figure
her.
out if that's what you're
No,
saying.
yeah, like Trent. Well, Trent didn't know her real name. He told me that like he didn't know her real name, and then one day he called me and was like, "I just got a piece of mail for for with this name on it," and I'm like, "Oh, damn,
Oh,
okay."
I
And
see.
the next
Okay.
day, and then like a couple days later, he's like, "Hey, I just got a piece of mail with this other name on it," and I'm like, "Okay." So then, I mean, I started googling. I mean, Alyssa has told a lot of really far-fetched stories. She claims to be all these things, and I was definitely curious, especially after I found out that she was going to be, a Silvis on my tour. I was curious about the type of person that she really is, because if I'm going to go to a tour and have, be trusting people with my life, I want to, know what type of people they
Right.
are. So I definitely started Googling. I didn't dox anybody, but I mean, and then I did come across, the background report, and I said something in the chat that me and Gina and Melissa had, and I said I'm at the beach right now, like I am need every dime that we have, to our name basically,
I'm
and
sorry. Excuse me
Melissa
just a
offered to
second. Wait,
buy
wait,
it.
wait. Wait just a second. Yes, she does, Holly. If Alexis has to explain herself, then so does. That's bullshit. To say that
Right?
Alyssa doesn't
Oh
have to
no,
explain
nobody.
herself.
Oh, but yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, but
you
everybody wants
do.
fucking screenshots and proof, right? Right? Yeah, you do.
I have
Like,
to explain
I
myself. If
mean,
somebody has
I
a
would like
question,
some
then I'll explain
explanation,
myself.
right? I would like some
Oh, she
explanation. I
said,
mean,
okay,
all
wait,
these
sorry.
people.
She said not about that. Okay, not about this. Okay, well, that's your opinion. I thought you just meant in general, and I'm like, no, I don't agree with that.
I'm just
Chris
saying, I
Smith.
feel like if people want to go out and speak publicly against me or make false accusations or false assumptions or make bullshit lies up about me, and I mean, whether I know you, whether you were my former friend, whether you were a part of the tour, whether you don't know me at all, like I would like for you to explain yourself and why you made these assumptions. Why did you make these accusations? Why did you do what you did? Like,
Hey,
you know
wait a
what I
second.
mean? Like,
Brendan,
I don't
will
get
you
it.
highlight Chris's comment? I want to read it. It says, aftercare at all other extreme haunts is the head actor or owner sitting down and talking with you after to make sure you are good to leave. No experience should be traumatic enough to need therapy. I totally agree with that.
Yep,
I
agreed.
absolutely agree with that.
Relevant to something you said, but they dismissed the message and totally
Right.
misinterpreted it.
Well, yeah, that's what I said. Spin it and
It's
twist
like
it.
completely wrong.
Yeah. But no, I totally agree with that. I don't know why any experience should be traumatic enough to need aftercare therapy. Like my first tour, the reason that they're like it's not therapy is because I was saying that my first tour was like therapeutic, so that's why they were so it's not therapy yada 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 because I enjoyed my first tour. I had a good time. I had a very positive experience. I didn't need no damn aftercare therapy. You know what I mean? Because they didn't. It was exactly what I expected. Yeah, it was a good fucking time. Um, but like yeah, so I don't understand.
Yes, hold
It's
on, wait,
kind of
wait,
yeah.
wait a second, because there's a very serious thing that was just said here by Holly that we are putting Alyssa's child in danger, and I don't understand that he's on Extreme Screams on YouTube publicly, right? So what do you mean he's being put in danger? And I'll have you know that yes, Trent did make a post, whatever in the group. It's been taken down
But
in the
nobody's
in the
even
group.
mentioned her kid's
So
name.
that's what I'm saying. I
Nobody
don't
mentioned the
understand
kid
that.
his yeah, nobody mentioned his name. Nobody shared a picture of him. Nobody said, nobody even knows who the hell we're talking about as far as, I mean, he's talking about Alyssa's kid. Like, I mean, that's not even a real name. Nobody knows who the hell Alyssa's kid is, right? Like, I don't
That's
know.
what I'm
We
saying. I
didn't
have no
say.
idea. I've never heard that from Trent or anybody else, this child's name. So I don't
No, I
understand.
didn't even know I didn't even know how old the kid was until, Trent. I asked Trent after hearing, or I said, like, how old is he after I heard that audio that Trent posted. But, like, I don't know. I don't understand how I'm putting her kid in harm's way. I never, posted a video of him publicly playing video games on my YouTube channel. You know what I mean?
And listen, I also want to state this real quick because even though I've been an admin in another group, it's an old group. It's more like an archive type group. You're not really an active group. I don't really like being an admin very much. But I'll say this, like my mods that I've got are very different. I've got ones that are kind of fiery like I am, and I've got ones that are really, really calm and kind of neutral. And so there's a lot of clashing there, but I like that because I listen to both sides, right? And I don't always get it right the first time, but if somebody comes to me and they're like, hey, I want to make this point. I don't think that this is good, that this accusation is out there because there's not evidence to back it up. What do you think? I try to listen to everybody's side, and then I do what I think is best for the group, best overall, right? And sometimes I don't get that right out the gate, but I'm always willing to listen and at least try to balance that, you know? I mean,
Hmm.
and like I said, everything with Trent with the kid as that went on, and I talked more to Trent, whatever else that all got taken down, and so it's not up in the group anymore. Just so you know.
Yeah, and I mean, I knew that like that audio, I didn't listen. I never heard it all, but I definitely heard of some of it. I knew it existed. But I wasn't like, the one that took the recording, or I wasn't, you know what I mean? Like I don't think that I should be getting the blame for that. Like that wasn't me. That would be like me blaming Melissa for what Michael was doing. And she, like how can you guys say, she can't even control her own boyfriend, but I'm supposed to be able to control fucking Trent and, Brandon Johnson and Justice Sleuthing and all these other people I don't even fucking know. Like I'm supposed to control all the trolls of the internet. Not that Trent's a troll, but or not that Brandon is a troll. Like I personally think Brandon's a good guy. Like we've had good conversation, but am I behind any of the real life stuff that is going on with him and the people that he is involved with or what? Absolutely not. No. No, I'm not.
Well, I mean,
You know what I
I
mean?
told you my feelings about Brandon. I said I've seen him around for a long time. I think he's a little extreme. He's kind of a vigilante. I don't really trust this dude, especially somebody that's a fake profile and said the kind of shit, kind of real life shit that he's done. I give you my honest advice. But at the end of the day, you know how I am. I'll tell you, but I support you no matter what you decide to do. I don't tell
Yeah.
you who you can and cannot talk to, and I don't tell you what you can and cannot post. But that doesn't mean we always see eye to eye on everything, or nor do I see eye to eye with the other mods
No.
on everything all the time. You know?
Exactly. I mean, you don't have to agree on everything, but I mean, I'm the type of person that like, okay, when I came into Cata Silvis, like, I didn't, I haven't been around, McCamey Manor and all that for, years and years. Like, I just started following McCamey Manor back at around Halloween time, and then, came over to Cata Silvis. I don't know any of like the previous existing people, the drama, all this, like the trolls and this and that and the other. Like, I don't know. So like whenever Brandon came into my inbox and was messaging me and stuff, and like I had no idea. And then Angela started freaking out when I messaged his name that I was talking to him, and I'm like, whoa, like I don't even know who this dude is. Like, I'm not
Right.
involved with any of the, I mean, he just messaged me, where like he seems like a decent person. Like, I'm just talking to him, like, like, but I wasn't involved. I wasn't involved in any of the ruining of people's lives or hurting people or whatever people were accusing me of. I wasn't, involved in that. I didn't even know who he really was. I didn't know, I don't know about all the drama and the previous this and the previous that. Like, I don't fucking know. I don't really give a shit, honestly. Like, I like to form my own opinions about people. That's why when people warned me about, like talking to Angela and talking to
And that's a
Paula
good
and,
way to be. I think you should
yes,
get opinions from a
I
lot of
was
different people and decide for yourself, really.
Yes, like not the type of person that's going to allow people to dictate who I talk to. I'm like, okay, you had a bad experience with them. Like, I don't know this person, and I'm going to. She's been super cool to me, and I trust her, and she hasn't given me any reason to think otherwise. And and then of course I should have listened about a couple people, but That's another thing that I have learned about myself through that. I'm way too trusting. I think I might have already said that. But yeah, I'm way too trusting. I trust people way too easily. But yeah, but I like to, I guess, let them burn me for themselves instead of taking the advice of people who know, you know?
Yeah. No, believe me, I know.
But
Okay, so this, I'd asked you before, and I'm not doing it. Karen, I'm sorry, it's your own. Yes, I'm a turd. It's fine. Sure am. Anyways, but no, I'd asked you before if you'd be willing, and if you'd be willing to talk to Alyssa or do a live with her, bring her on, or any of these other people. And if you do, then that's fine. I think that
I just
I can
don't
see you.
see it going well. You know what I mean?
Yes, I
Because
could see it turning into just everybody, you both talking over each other and it getting
exactly.
heated. I could see that. I really can.
Because I obviously people were still not owning up to their shit. Obviously people were still nitpicking. Obviously people were still out to victim shame and make me look like a liar and make me, and try to twist everything and manipulate everything, and they don't believe me until they have proof of fucking A B C D E F and G. You know what I mean? Like, so obviously it's not going to be a nice cordial let's all fucking sing kumbaya and be friends on this live, like,
Right.
and I don't really even want to get trapped into that, because we all know that whenever I'm not afraid to say shit, and I get
Right, but if it's
triggered
not going to be a
easily. So
productive conversation, then why,
no,
it's kind of
exactly.
pointless. So,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's just pointless. Like, nobody's ready to fucking own, like, because I'm not gonna own up to shit that I'm not doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I haven't, like, was like I perfect? No. Like, I sat there and said, like, I apologized to Gina for putting, what I put on her Facebook page. Like, it wasn't meant to be what it was taken as, but I see where I fucked up. I see how it was her personal page, blah 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 blah. But I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about, I want to post these pictures so that the people who are fucking against me, can see them. And here's an opportunity. And why the fuck is Gina, making a big positive post about her experience over the weekend? Like, if she thinks what they did, to her good friend is fucked up, why would she be, bragging about about her experience? I was mad.
wait,
But,
wait, wait, wait.
was that, Was that
Oh,
wrong of me to post on her personal page? Yes, but I mean, I think that's the only thing I'll apologize for, honestly.
maybe I don't know if I'm reading this right. Hold on a second. Just give me 2 seconds. Um, this Joshua said Chris got muted. Oh wait, never mind. He's I'm back now. Never mind. I was trying to catch up. That's my fault. Because I thought I didn't remember him getting muted or why. Why was Chris
Same.
muted? Does anybody know why? That's what I was kind of. That's why I stopped to ask that because I didn't see why he'd be muted. Maybe somebody misunderstood me when I said to put his comment up on the screen. They thought I meant to mute him, but I didn't see him do anything that required him to be
I was
muted.
gonna say,
I read his
I
comment
thought that I
highlighted.
thought his comment was pretty
Yeah,
good. Yeah, right.
yeah.
Poor
I wanted it
guy.
highlighted.
Poor guy
It's
makes a
okay. It's
supportive comment
okay.
and gets muted.
Yeah, I think it was an accident that happened, Chris. If
Yeah,
that
of
did,
course. Of
because I
course.
asked for that comment to be put up on the screen. So yeah, I didn't want you muted. Um, okay, well, I guess, like I said, and if anybody wants to reach out to me directly, they can, unless I have your ass blocked, and if so, then you can fuck right off. But
Right?
any other questions anybody has? If not, I want to wrap this up and go to bed.
Right? Same. I got a headache. Drama-induced headache.
I do think though, Alexis, that if you want to, like you're talking about earlier, anything that will back up what you've said tonight that you want to provide proof for, even if it's for the second or third time or whatever.
Yeah.
Hey
I'll
Holly, why don't you put an umbrella up your ass and open it? Anyways,
sit on it.
but if
Um,
you want to provide proof, then maybe we could take screenshots and give it to the other group or whatever. Um,
absolutely. I mean, if I care to, I guess. Um, but I also want to say, like, people were asking, like, if any lawyer would tell her this, that, and the other, or whatever. But I'm not getting on here and saying anything that's like incriminating against myself. So it's like if I was lying and I was going to get on here and tell like a bunch of lies and slander a bunch of people and this, that, and the other, then I could see, maybe like that hurting my case. But I'm not on here, saying incriminating things or
well,
whatever.
that's
So
what
I
I
mean,
said too. I said, now listen,
you
I said,
know,
people ask me my opinion about this. They have, because I've had a lot of people in my ear. Well,
I'm
and
sure.
I tell them, Alexis is a fucking grown ass woman, right? I give her the best advice I can, but she's a grown ass woman. I support whatever she wants to do. Okay.
Yeah,
But if it were me to be err on the side of caution, I would stay off social media. But I said,
right.
even saying that, from where I'm sitting, you have a very strong case. I think you should sue. I think you'd win if you sued. I don't think you need a lawyer to
She
sue.
just
If you
don't
just
have any
filed
fucking
for gross
money to
negligence
sue.
and sued in civil court, I think you would win. And I don't think there's anything out that you put out that would cause you
No.
not to win your
And
case.
that's what I'm saying. Like I don't feel like I'm not incriminating myself in the things that I'm posting. Like absolutely, my lawyer that I don't have, that everybody says I don't have, has told me to, stay off social media. Absolutely. But like I also told my therapist and I told um it's hard to know that like these lives are happening where you're being talked about. It's hard to know that people are accusing you of being a liar and making these false accusations, these false assumptions, and just being able, and like I mean, I have people sending me screenshots in my messenger, and you know what I mean, like, so it's hard to sit back and keep your mouth shut whenever you want to clear your name and you want to speak your truth and you want to say
Well,
what really
see,
happened.
well, also, I wouldn't even
So
sue for the money because a lot of people said, well, that's the thing. They could just fold and she'd never see her money. If I would sue, right, the money would be a nice bonus, but I'd sue so that you could warn potential people in the future and say,
that's
look,
exactly right.
they were found guilty for gross negligence and this is why, and I think that you should be aware of it, and that's why I do it. But again, that's my opinion. That's what I would do if
Exactly.
it were
I
me.
agree. I agree. And I think that, I mean, a lot of people are like, Kata Silvis is, look what they did last weekend. Like, of course they're going to tone shit down. They're not going to have people coming out there looking fucked up, the
Right. Well,
first
that's like
tour
when
after the Firecracker tour,
They offered to give Foz and Holly a free tour, and I said
right?
that would be the pussiest tour there ever was. It would,
Exactly.
because
And I'm
they're going to
saying,
be minding their P's and Q's. That's not even attacking Kata Silvis when I say
yes,
that. I'm just saying that would be the
no,
smart thing to do. they're
But
going to be
eventually,
absolutely following it, you know?
they're gonna do what they did to me. They're gonna fuck up again. Eventually, they're gonna
Yes,
fuck up
that's what I'm
again,
afraid of.
and I'm gonna be like, I told you so. And I mean, like, and I have messages from, I mean, like, my friend Nicole O talking about how she could be next, and she's glad that I spoke out about it because she was signed up to do a tour next year, and she could have been next and stuff. And then it's like, after you say that to me publicly, you go and speak, or privately, you go and speak out against me publicly, and it's like, what the fuck? And so many of my so-called friends did that shit, and it was crazy to me. It was crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
I could have never, like, I would have been right there beside my friend, having her back,
Well,
so
listen,
thank you for
I
doing
also want
that
to
for
say
me,
real
Wendy.
quick,
Thank you for
Shelley,
having my back,
of
straight up.
course, but Shelley, you're right. Shelley makes a good point. She said you'd be surprised the things legal counsel tell you not to say, though. I agree. I'm not a lawyer, I'm nowhere near a lawyer, but you're right. And something so simple that you think is
Hmm.
innocent could be used against you, but it really
Hmm.
boils down to this. I'm telling you, this is my strong opinion. The way the law works is they're going to say, oh, well, this business wasn't supposed to be open, so every fucking thing that happened after that, good, bad, ugly, whoever side, would not have happened if they had not broken the law. And that's what it will end up boiling down to. And that is why they're guilty of gross negligence. The other shit is the icing on the cake, quote unquote, and that's probably a bad term for it, but the spitting on her, the abuse, all that too. But the fact that they were even open and operating, that they were breaking the law, it will come down to that. That's what I believe. That's why I think she'd win her case. It's really that simple. They're going to say if they'd been closed, none of this would have happened.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
but like I said, I mean, I believe what you want about what I got going on legally. I'm not gonna, come on here and tell y'all, but obviously it's not something that's gonna happen overnight. I mean, the shit is, in Tennessee, it's a 7-hour drive from where I'm at. That's a 14-hour round trip. That is, a whole day plus a night plus another day driving back away from my kids. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Like, I
Nicole,
can't just
yes,
up and leave and go do things.
I
So,
know.
like, on the legal side. So it's going to be a
Nicole,
process.
she
It's going to be
went, she
it's going to
paid
take
to
time.
go. She paid, you're right, she went and she paid to go, but that does not mean, oh, it's she's to blame. She went with certain
Of course.
expectations, correct? She did sign a
Yeah.
waiver.
Well,
She's
that'd
not
be like,
arguing that, wait, let me finish. She
go
did
ahead.
not
Go ahead.
argue, she's not arguing that that waiver doesn't mean shit. She's not even saying that. But a waiver does not cover gross negligence. I encourage you again to look it up and look it up in the state of Tennessee. No matter how you slice it, she can sue for gross negligence. I think she
Okay.
should, but that's just my opinion.
Okay, this would be like Christina Buster said at the end of her tour, I'm coming back
Hmm.
for a second time, and the next time you guys better bring it even more, right? That's what I said, basically. Um, that'd be like her coming back and them doing to her what they did to me, and then everybody turning on her like, well, you signed up, you went back, you signed up, you fucking, you knew, you didn't quit, blah 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 blah
No,
blah. It was all your
they
fucking
actually
fault. And it's
they
like,
actually did that.
go ahead.
Wait, what?
They actually did that to her. I remember.
They did what?
I
What,
was
back in
I was
McCamey
in some
Manor?
lives with Christina, and the exact thing you said, they actually accused her of doing. Like, why did she come back 2-3 times?
Yeah,
Yep,
back in McCamey Manor days. Yeah. So exactly. So it's like you go back because you fucking trust them, and they reel you in the first time with a good tour. And so then you're like, fuck yeah, that was awesome. That was like therapeutic, and it was a good experience. And, I want to go back, and this time bring it harder, guys, blah,
that's
blah,
right.
blah. But you're not really telling them, fuck me up and give me chemical
I
burns and
agree, Kim.
scar my eyes. Like, it's crazy that people think that, like, I asked for that because I told them to bring it. They and
Can
and
you
and,
highlight
and
that,
everybody
Brendan, from
knows.
Kim? Highlight it.
Everybody knows too that, like, the waiver signing is also part of the head games. They're not really supposed to pour chemicals on you and pour fucking acid on your skin. Like, come on, like, it's a part of the head games. Like, they want you to quit during the waiver. They want you to quit in transport. They want, you know what I mean? Like, they're not really supposed to fucking hurt you when they advertise that, this is safe and it's smoke and mirrors, and the waiver is a part of the head games, just just like it is with, Russ and what he says about pulling teeth and fingernails. Like, he's not really
Right.
pulling your fucking fingernails off, guys. Like, like it's a part of the head games. But people think she signed the waiver, so she was okay with them, burning her skin off with chemicals.
People need to
No,
educate
not
themselves
really.
in, because that's a load of shit. I'm telling you right
Okay,
now,
you want to
that
sound
does
like
not
there's some
cover shit
Yeah,
like
there
that.
you go. There you go. I didn't even see that comment before I just started bringing up the Russ shit. Yeah, they sound like if Russ would have done that to
Well,
one of
that's
his
done.
contestants, if one of his contestants would have came out of McCamey Manor looking like I did last month, people would be going at him with fucking pitchforks.
I
They would
know
be
that.
supporting me. I would have a fucking
That's one of the hardest
rally
things to
behind
swallow. Is
me.
I cannot see how these same people that have been saying what a monster Russ is and fuck him and all this shit are these same people that, if you're right, if you had come out and said, guys, guess what? I went to McKinney Manor and arrested this to me, people would lose their fucking minds over it.
Right?
These
Oh,
same people are
I'd have
just,
so much support. All these people that are against me would be supporting me
I
right
know,
now. Absolutely.
I know. That's what's really puzzling to me, really, about this, is
Yeah.
I just,
hmm
but anyways, I
And the
guess it's
fucking
time to
kicker,
wrap
real
up.
quick, yes, the kicker though, real quick, is that I was over in McCamey Manor Group, had a tour or whatever, show, tour, whatever, scheduled with Russ, and I got messaged by Dan and JM, don't go to Russ, he'll fucking hurt you. Come over here to Kata Silvas, they'll give you the
I
real
know.
experience without actually harming you. So I went to Kata Silvas because they're of how safe they are. Like, that's the real fucking kicker here, like. But yeah, I'm ready for bed. I got a headache.
Sorry, I was reading a DM. Sorry, just a second.
No, you're good, girl.
Okay.
But I mean, it's all some bullshit. And I mean, that's basically all I have to say about it. Like, believe what y'all want. Don't believe me. Believe me. I wanted to come on here and, say what my truth is. If I feel like it, I'll post some screenshots to prove it. If not, then eat a dick. So
Right?
it is what it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
It is what it is. Believe me
One
or
thing I
don't.
want
I
to
don't really
say-
care.
Wait, what, Brendan? What,
One
Brendan?
thing I want to say is everyone should keep in mind that what Alexis is stating is from her own perspective. Some people might share that same perspective, but not everyone is going to share it. Just keep in mind. So stop attacking her or saying she's lying just because she's stating how she sees it from her own two eyes.
Thank
Okay?
you for saying that, Brendan, because, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't have any right to call her a liar and to keep, if she mixes up, that's like if I were to say, well, I saw Carrie comment, but I meant to say Melissa, and I mixed up the names. Oh, you're a fucking liar, Lindsay, because you said Carrie and it was Melissa. Well, yeah, no, I'm a
Right.
human. I might mix up a name. I might whatever.
Right.
It doesn't make her a fucking liar. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And everything I've seen, she's been able to back up. She stay consistent with. I think some people have a lot of bias going into this. I can see that, and I can also understand that. But I'm saying that I've seen a lot of shit from this, and I absolutely believe Alexis is telling the truth, 100% telling the truth.
Absolutely. Why would I lie?
That's right. What's your motive for lying in this?
Right?
You know?
I mean, I'm a fucking, like I had a $500 tour scheduled with me and David in 2 weeks. Like, why would I lie about it if I, and fuck up a $500,000 tour? Like,
Right.
I don't, like if I was lying, I don't know. And then like another thing, like how you were saying people like, if you say something wrong, like my mom, I saw there was a comment posted over there, a screenshot of my mom saying it was like congenital eye scarring, whatever.
I know.
And they all
Holly's
just got
very
a fucking-
nitpicky about
they
words,
all
and
got-
she'll tear you
they
apart if you
got
mix them up,
all-
but I
yes,
know.
they all got a huge kick out of the fact that she had like a typo or fucking wrote the wrong word or whatever. Like, we all know what she fucking meant. Like,
If you have to hang your hat and your evidence on a typo or a misspelled name or a misquoted name or
Then
somebody
you're
accidentally saying,
You're
then you
reaching.
really have a shitty ass case. That's all I'm saying.
You gotta reach for anything. So
Yeah.
we gotta, you know what I mean? So we gotta
If you're gonna
fucking
reach for
make fun of
something, reach for
typos.
that umbrella. And on that note, I gotta go to bed. But yeah. So thank you very much, for letting me ask you
thanks for
questions,
coming on
whatever.
here and doing that. Thanks, Brendan. Yeah.
All right,
No
guys.
problem.
Good night.
All right. Have a good night,
All
guys.
right. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Peace.
Bye.